Hello and welcome to the Eternal Return LemonAid Benefit Series. This is our fourth show in the series and it's about to get crazy. We've got a new game mode, new content creators, and gameplay you'll just have to see to believe. I'm Casanova and I'm back at it again with my good friend Crowan here to call all of the action. Crowan, how does it feel to be back with another Labs?
It feels so great to be back. We've gone through so many ER Labs together. It's hard to believe that it's already the fourth one. This is crazy. It's going to be a ton of fun, especially with the new game mode. I just can't wait to get on into the action.
Look, I'm so excited as well. And if you at home have been taking a hiatus from Eternal Return, I mean, first of all, what's wrong with you? Second, you might not know this, but 3 days ago, Nimble Neuron dropped a new 4v4 game mode called Cobalt Protocol. And Crowan and I have been grinding this game mode so much. It is so much fun. I mean, Crowan, just break it down a little bit for me.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Cobalt, it's been so much fun to play. It's a great game mode to hop in for the first time if you're a new Eternal Return player, but also a ton of fun for the old Eternal Return enjoyers as well. There's no crafting. You just kind of pick your items from a couple of choices, hop on in, control the beacons around the map, fight other players, fight over a couple of objectives, and, take away points from your opponent's life total and gets to 0, and then you win and claim victory. It's short, it's sweet, but it is so much fun, and really excited to see how these players are going to approach it, right? It's such a new game mode, so yeah, it's really just wide open.
I mean, it's been awesome too. It's like so cool that you start out fully equipped, right? So you can just get right into the action. You can get right into the fighting. You don't have to worry about getting griefed on your looting routes, anything like that. You just get that random character, you randomize through your equipment, you get out there and you just fight and brawl and look for the objectives. I mean, it is so fun. They've got the 3 phases, right? The 2v2, the 4v4. But really, it has just been an absolute treat to play this game mode. And I know we have both really enjoyed that brawler. We both, we come from a bit of a brawler game. So getting a little bit of brawling in has always been something we enjoy. But on top of that, to celebrate Cobalt Protocol, Nimble Neuron has some goodies for you all. There's some coupons that they've got. You can use code PLAYCOBALT to redeem 4 characters and 5,000 A-coin, which you can use to buy even more characters of your choice. And that's not even all of the goodies. We've got an additional coupon that is Thanks Cobalt, that's THX Cobalt, that you can redeem for 300 event NP. So you can get, some of the skins, you can get some of the event things that are going to be super exciting. But it is not just coupons. We also have something for all of you sitting at home watching right now. There are some drops going on, and if you just stick around for 1 hour, you can get randomized rewards of up to 2,000 NP and 3,000 A-coins. So you can get more skins or characters that you can go take and play in Eternal Return. You don't need those characters for Cobalt Protocol because it's all randomized, but if you want to jump in to any of the other modes, duo, squads, solos, you're going to be able to do so with all of those extras. But we've talked about a little bit of the coupons, a little bit of the game mode, but we also have a tournament we're playing, Crowan. Can you go ahead and break down the format for the people at home?
That we do. We, of course, have the new mode, Cobalt Protocol, and this is going to be a bit of a 4v4 where each team is going to be composed of 2 pairings with 1 content creator and 1 Eternal Return pro player, and those will be consistent, but the paired duos to make up the 4v4 will shuffle every 2 games. The winning creators will receive $1,500 total, so $750 per creator per round, but there's going to be bonus prizing as well. Whoever out of all 4 creators gets the highest number of kills is going to get $167 to their charity at the end of each round. And Cass, we've got quite the list of creators joining us, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, let's check out who's going to be fighting for those kills and trying to get that bonus. That's going to be a couple of League of Legends pros and Lorlo, Viper, and Sneaky, joined by a Super Smash Melee god himself, Plop. It's going to be an exciting group of creators. And Crowan, why don't you tell me a little bit about the Eternal Return pros that are going to be pairing up with them?
That's right. We have a fantastic list of Eternal Return pro players to join those creators, and I got the chance to meet 3 out of 4 of them at DreamHack Dallas just last week for a tournament there with Sheepy, Passant, and Dark Gen X, and they're of course joined by Sylvia Legend, Frankie Doodle, and all of these players are going to be helping their creator duos win some money for their charities, guys.
Yeah, and we mentioned that they're all paired up into duos, but they are going to be doing even more here with the charity. These duos are going to be fighting. Lorlo's duo going to be fighting for United Help Ukraine. Viper's duo going to be fighting for educational fund to stop gun violence. Plup playing for Best Friends Animal Society, which I've actually volunteered there a couple times. I love that charity. And Sneaky playing for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Crowan, this is going to be a lot of fun looking at all these players. We've got them in their duos, and they're going to team up with another duo to make that 4-person team. We're going to shuffle those around, but for the first round, let's take a look at the first team that we're going to be seeing.
There we go. We're gonna have Viper paired with Frankie Doodle and Lorlo paired with Passant for the first team. Yes, I suppose that is going to leave Sneaky and then Plup for the others as well. But this team, I think, fantastic to start things off.
Yeah, Terror in the top lane, the Viper Loro duo from League of Legends. They're both top laners in their pro careers respectively, and they're duoed up with some very, very solid ER players. But the next team, you gave the sneak peek there. We've got Sneaky and Plup. Sneaky plus Sheepy. That Sheiky, Plup, Dark Gen X, Plup also a Sheik main. We just got Sheiky out here. It's all Sheik. Yep. It's exciting. It's awesome. This team looks fantastic as well, and I think our first round is going to be absolutely crazy. Speaking of, all of these players, it is exciting. We're going to be jumping in with an interview with them in just a moment, get to talk to them, get their thoughts, Crowan. But this team, Sneaky, Sheepy, Plup, Dark Gen X, exciting team for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a little bit of a rivalry coming out for that tournament last week, where it was Sheepy and Passant. Passant got the better out of Sheepy's team by it was a crazy 1v3 on Tia. So Sheepy definitely come into this event with a lot to prove, and I think a lot of that might be great. Some call Sheepy an emotional gamer, but it's all in good fun, right? Especially when you're coming in really motivated, wanting to win, especially winning some money for a charity.
Well, Sheepy used all that emotion to win the last lab, so we'll see if they can, bring it back in this one as well, especially since they're very driven to beat Passant, to take him down. I mean, I know that rivalry is a lot of fun, and in this game mode, hey, maybe Sheepy's got an edge. Sheepy, a bit of a flexible player, where Passant, we've seen on just a couple of different characters, but we're going to be jumping in with the interview. We're going to be talking to our captains. We're going to take a moment and ask some quick questions.
Yep, here we go. All right, we got everyone here. It's been fantastic to see you all. I'm gonna go ahead and start with Plup. I heard you already know your teammate, Dark Gen X. How do you know each other, and did you know he was so good at Eternal Return coming into this event?
Yeah, actually, we know each other through Smash Bros. I'm a Smash Bros player, in case you guys didn't know me. But he always reps this game as much as he possibly
and I
can.
can't hear Plup, I don't think.
I think you'll have to mute for
get him
us.
in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
No.
I'm sure the answer was great, though.
Yeah, I'm sure. Lovely answer, I imagine. We'll see if we can get him in a second. I believe it may just be Discord on mute real quick, but we'll figure out those technical issues in just a moment, and we'll see if we can get that answer again. So Crowan and I can also hear the lovely answer from Plup. All right. Sounds like we may just be getting those words from them later on, Crowan. We're going to be able to just talk to them in a bit. But we've got the first match coming up in just a moment here, Crowan. We've got some amazing teams that we're looking at. Is there any team that's really standing out for you that you're really excited to be watching?
I mean, I do think it's going to be a lot of weight driven to that, the little bit of a rivalry story there. I think Sheepy coming in here, it's going to be a lot of Sheepy talk for me today. Unless someone else, proves me wrong, we'll see. I know there's a lot of fantastic, players that we got here for the pros, and some of these creators as well have already gotten a chance to hop into this game mode, start practicing. No one really stood out for me, I guess, per se, but there's still time, and we'll kind of get that narrative as the day goes on, especially as we're into our first game draft right here.
Yeah, we're looking at the draft a little bit. I see a Nikki for Passant. Frankie Doodle has a Barbara. We talked about Barbara leading up to this event, and how Dark Gen X, if they can get their hands on the Barbara, it's going to be terrifying. And go ahead and talk about the character select a little bit, Crowan, to give some more context to that as well.
Yeah, sure. So everyone at the beginning of Cobalt Protocol is going to be given a selection of, I suppose, 8 test subjects, right? You start on 1, and you have a pool of 4. At the end of that little first timer, you actually swap the unused picks with the enemy team, and then you'll get a chance to, pick from 4 more test subjects before you get into the game. So, you don't want to leave up someone, maybe like a Sylvia for Frankie Doodle, or like a Barbara for Dark Gen X, or maybe want to take that away. But there's a couple of mind games in there, as we did get to see get a chance to see what everyone landed on. But there's gonna be a whole other phase, right? Cobalt Protocol is so much fun. You're gonna draft your items, see how they approach the early game. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, for sure. I absolutely love this game mode. We got a quick look at the picks there. I did see a Johan. We've talked about how good he can be in this game mode, being able to give that healing and shielding to his entire team. We'll see who ended up on that pick in a moment, but we do have kind of the item selection phase here, Crowan, and kind of talk about how the first few moments of Cobalt Protocol happen for anybody who maybe hasn't gotten a chance to jump in this game mode yet.
Yeah, definitely. You hop on in, and one of the first things you do is pick your item setup. It's not like, regular Lumia Island where you have to craft all your gear. You just get options presented to you, and if you don't like your options, you can hit the random button and get, as it says, a random item, but also some more currency, which you can use to buy things like, some upgrades for your test subject, or some extra items which they can roll legendaries. Doesn't look like we get to see anyone rolling legendaries right here, but we get a chance to see them go throughout the beginning of the game, take out the drones, take out the mutated animals as well, and actually see some action already starting. A bit of an invade happening. But back to Viper and Lorlo, and this is the 2v2. Yeah, this is the 2v2 phase of the game, and Viper is on Johan, one of Eternal Return's kind of like more supporty characters, who's fantastic in a game mode like this, Cass.
Yeah, I mean, really good. They've got a nice composition here. A couple of backline carries, kind of a front line with Yuki, and then the supportive nature from that Johan. And on the other side, we saw Sneaky with a crit Kiara. We might want to see that turn into a tank later, but for now, it's pumping out the damage. They get a kill onto Frankie Doodle's Hedgen, and now Passant in a bit of trouble. Just going to be walking away. You should be able to escape this easily, go get some healing, kind of ramp back up. There's these healing packs all over the map to help keep you sustained. You can also move back to there's a safe zone for each team that you can still get some healing if you do get in a bind. But once again, Passant in some trouble. Sneaky gonna chase him out. Frankie's got a little peel, and it looks like he'll just go heal.
Yeah, Passant's gonna have to go into the zone, and yeah, as soon as you step inside of it, you heal. It can be dove by the enemies, but you see that little turret there on the bottom side, it'll start shooting them. It's a very, very powerful tower. Probably not gonna see too many dives, unless people are really having fun, getting a feisty. You'd love to see that. But the main focus right now, as phase 1 draws to an end, are just these 2v2s, right? Controlling the beacons. If you control a beacon for 45 seconds, it is going to deduct a life point away from the enemy's total. And they also give you a little bit of stats when you control them as well. Each takedown gets a kill, so we actually do see it's 36 to 39 right now in favor of that red side. I think that is Viper and Plup in the lead currently.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of, Sneaky and Plup. It looks like there is a little bit of an issue in connection there, and we may have a restart in a moment. We're just getting that fixed on the back end, but that was interesting to see the start just immediately going in the favor of the red side, picking up those couple of kills. We saw Sneaky grabbing a couple kills with Kiara, Frankie Doodle falling on that Hedgen a few times, and it felt like to us that blue team was going to have a stronger kind of composition for the team fights, but in the 2v2 phase they were getting dominated.
Yeah, that's a whole separate thing, right? That's why there's 3 phases. You got to approach every single phase a bit differently, right? The 2v2s aren't always going to be good for you. It does depend on that early draft as well. You could have if you hit the random items, or just maybe unfortunately didn't get presented with good options, so you're going to be a bit of a weaker build potentially. But later on into the game, after phase 1, after you farm out all those mutated animals and the drones to give you credits, you have 6 opportunities to find other gear. If some of your gear is fine, you can use all 6 if you want to reroll your weapon, let's say, but you can do it on pretty much any piece, or actually any piece that you want. It did seem like Sneaky on that crit Kiara though in the 2v2 was pretty terrorizing. Sneaky known for the backline carries, but obviously good on melee as well, going right in your face and getting some early takedowns.
Yeah, and if you're just coming back to ER and you just turned in the broadcast and you're curious as to what we're talking about because it all sounds crazy and not like the actual game, that's because there's a new game mode that was released a couple of days ago, and that's what we're playing. We're playing Cobalt Protocol. It is a 4v4 where the objective is to kind of deduct life points from any team. Both sides start with 40. You do that by getting kills or controlling those objective points, controlling the beacons. You hold them for 45 seconds, it'll deduct a life point. And then there's, the multiple phases that we've been talking about here. You've heard us saying kind of the 2v2 phase, the 4v4 phase, and it's all entirely random. You don't have to go and do the crafting. It's random on what characters you get. You can randomize items, but you're given options to help your build. And as you farm money throughout the game, you can kind of build out that build even more by getting some more boxes and getting options to try and change things out through and through. Yeah. So a lot of fun in this game mode, and it's really exciting to see these players kind of jump in and just kind of go at it.
Definitely, especially if we get some of these players maybe getting their signature characters. We talked about a couple before, but there's Passant and the Adela that I'm sure would be a treat to watch. Sheepy on literally any glove character would be fantastic to see. Always a terror on those, and it's a little hard, right? Because usually we're used to seeing a turn or return. Sure, we can have the squads format, but a lot of it is in the solos. But this is the first time it's really 4v4, so it kind of takes team fighting to a whole new level, and it's really going to be interesting to see which teams come out on top of those big kind of big fights, right? Is it going to be because of some item RNG that one team gets ahead or not? Is it just going to be a good engage? The mechanics, it could be literally anything, right? It could be taking bad fights maybe over like Gamma, because phase 3, that's when Gamma comes out, and that's going to be a big objective where I believe it takes 6 points away from the enemy's life total, but it takes a very, very long time to kill. So even if you wipe the whole entire enemy team, go to Gamma, start wailing on it, there's a good chance you're probably not going to kill in time for the enemy team comes back and says, they're not on the map, I don't see them, they're probably on Gamma. So it's kind of a bit of a burger flip, you might say there, that might be happening, I'm sure, at some point, and that'll be hype when it does come through. But yeah, gonna get back into game, hopefully resolve everything in just a few moments. We got to see a little bit of a sneak preview, so at least we're getting our bearings underway.
Yeah, we are. We got to see a little bit of domination from Team Sneaky and Plup going in on the early game in the 2v2 phase. And Crowan, I'm curious, we didn't really do major predictions going into that game. Do we think, for round 1, is it going to be Sneaky and Plup taking it over Viper and Lorlo, or the other way around? And yeah, we got a sneak peek on what it looked like that time, but what are you thinking going into the first game? Which side do you think is going to be able to take it?
From our totally, entire game length that we saw there, that 3-point lead, I'm just gonna have to go with the results right now, and the results were leading.
Results-based caster. I don't know.
Results
ridiculous.
Based, yeah.
Ridiculous.
I know.
I can't believe it. I cannot believe it.
It was sneaky going pretty ham, able to get some takedowns on some ER Pro players. That's not something that's the easiest thing. Obviously, a lot of these people are going to be very good just at games in general. So that's, I think, something to bring up when it comes to a tournament environment. Even though it's a new game or newer game for some of them, they still pick up concepts pretty easily. A lot of them have this, MOBA, style experience, very, very high level MOBA experience. So I'm sure that delving into a tournament return isn't going to be too difficult for them. And seeing the progression of how they play, from game 1 to game 6, I'm sure it's gonna be noticeably have noticeable improvements.
Yeah, I completely agree. I also think it's really cool because if you are someone who plays Eternal Return, but you maybe struggle in the looting phase or kind of the pathing and maybe don't like that part of it as much, but you just love the end game fights, Cobalt Protocol is absolutely the game mode for you, because the character design in this game is so awesome as far as the the kits, the skill sets that these characters have, and getting a chance to just jump in and brawl immediately with all the items is so much fun. I think that does favor these pros from other MOBAs like League of Legends, where they come in and well, this is a 4 ability or 5 ability character. I've done this before. I can do this again. I just got to learn kind of what these abilities do, and I can kind of figure it out. So I think they'll pick it up quick, and as you said, we'll see that noticeable improvement throughout the day. And then also Plup, of course, being someone who has played some ER before, and I think I'm expecting some big things from Plup. But just as a reminder, If you are watching here, if you are hanging out with us, you spend at least an hour doing so, you can get some drops, you can get some rewards in eternal return for yourself. There are randomized rewards of up to 2,000 NP or 3,000 A coin for just 1 hour of watch time. So make sure you stick around, make sure you are having your drops linked up with your Steam account so that you can get those, because you don't want to miss out on those pretty rewards. But speaking Cobalt Protocol, we're talking about this game mode. What are some of the characters you've really enjoyed playing in this mode in particular that you felt have really shined?
Yeah, that's interesting. I think, I mean, generally when I'm hopping into Return Return, I like playing only a couple of test subjects, with I think Adela probably being the most fun one. But I think in Cobalt Protocol, I've actually liked a lot of like melee engagers, kind of like engaging for my team. Things like, you know, Hyun Woo, getting some nice wall stuns, and I even found myself on 11 a couple times where I really enjoyed being that nice, you know, tank engager, setting my team up and allowing them to, you know, just clean up and get all the job done. Especially when 11, we've seen 11 a lot in previous ER labs, and you know, in some team modes before, and she is fantastic at that role. Cobalt Protocol is no different. But Cass, I'm gonna ask you the same thing, because I know there's one test subject at least carrying a dagger in a briefcase that you've been definitely enjoying.
Yeah, I don't think Kathy has a briefcase. I don't know. No, of course. Yeah, of course. If anybody has ever watched a Labs or any other time where I've talked about this game, they know that I'm a Suichi player. I like playing Suichi, and Labs, or not Labs, Cobalt Protocol is no different for me. Yeah. It's kind of a lab, you know, we get in there. We're labbing it up. But I love playing Suichi in that mode, and I think that it's nice to be able to just get into the team fights. The most fun parts of playing Suichi have been great. But I'm also with you. I really like the engagers. I think it's a lot of fun to be able to just set things up. You got 3 other teammates helping you out, but also people like Johan. We mentioned that character when we saw it in the game being so strong in this game mode. I think it's sweet to just be able to group up with my team as a 4-stack and just press my R key and run at them and provide all that healing and support, and just your team becomes unkillable. It's very powerful in the 4v4 phase, and as you said, once again, it looks like we may be getting that. Did have it hovered, but they might just pass it away.
Yeah,
he sees it here instead. Oh,
that's a kind of a good idea, actually. I didn't think about this until now, but you can just hold that first pick until the picks between you and the opposing team swaps over. So if you leave it here, you don't offer it to the enemy team. So you can just kind of deny it in that way by holding it during the first draft phase. That's we're already learning here some new strats for Cobalt Protocol. I love it, but now we get a chance to see who everyone lands on. For sneaking to the heart. Passant gets the Adela.
Oh no! All right.
Is this? Do we call it a wrap right now?
I can hear Avali somewhere screaming. Avali is upset. She's mad. She is so angry about this pick happening.
Yeah.
You've watched any labs before. You know what I'm talking about. You know, she wanted this character banned when Passant was in this tournament. She wanted it out of here, and now Passant has his Adela going into Cobalt Protocol. Definitely gonna be someone to watch out for with all those combos in the mid game, especially.
Definitely. As we get on into game number 1, Cass, we get to see once again where all the items are going to go. That looks like a kind of crit attack speed Cicella from Lorlo. And when I first started playing Eternal Return, I was playing an auto attack like throw build Cicella, crit, and then they nerfed it unfortunately, so I had to find a new test subject to play. But Lurlo's bringing it on back, maybe just for now. You know, there is going to be those 6 item boxes that you can re-roll your gear with. Taking a look at some of these builds, it's not bad, I believe, from Viper on the Emma. That was a lot of skill amp items, some solid ones. No legendaries coming through as well, so maybe the Eternal Return pro players are saying, don't just hit random. Let's get you actually started with a nice solid build so that you're not going to feel complete, worthless in the early game. But as mentioned at the start of last one, teams are just kind of farming it out. And then they're going to fight over these beacons. Beacons give some stat buffs, control it for 45 seconds, and you get some points. And we finally get to see some 2v2s, guys.
Little dueling on the top side. Passant able to grab the healing. He's got a queen prep. Does land the stun. Big knockup combo onto both of these players, and there is the follow-up damage. That is going to be Dark Gen X falling very low. Viper just got to get one more hit, and he does.
Nice.
Now it's just Sneaky trying to get away on that heart. Able to get away for now, but that is the danger of Passant on Adela. That big combo onto both members of the enemy team, able to set things up nicely for Viper.
Yeah, you don't want to stack going into Passant's Adela, that is for sure. Gonna have to make sure to split off in subsequent fights, but 40 seconds left of phase 1. But once that ends, the whole map will open up. We might start to see some 4v4 brawls coming through, but right now it's just going to be going over controlling these points, and it only takes 3 seconds to actually cap a point, and damage doesn't stop the channel. It's CC that does, and a lot of CC.
Oh, not again! Oh, Passant is just dominant on this Adela, and he picks up 2 more, landing the combo on both again. Passant, just an absolute terror, and you can see why we were talking about this Adela in the pregame and being like, okay, you just can't let Passant have Adela if you have the option to deny it. Unfortunately, they just didn't even have the option to do so, as we do move into phase number 2. Carl, break down phase 2 a little bit.
There we go, phase 2, that middle beacon opens up. Blue team actually going to be controlling everything right now with Viper, Lorlo, Passant, and Frankie Doodle, but also Omega spawns in the map as well. It's, you know, the boss pit, if you're familiar with, you know, that kind of concept. Oh, Sneaky getting engaged on though. Oh, actually,
oh, the poly timing.
Gets the cancel onto the Peacemaker, and Viper gets another kill. Reminder, the top kill creator after every game gets bonus money for prizing, so Viper off to a fantastic start already with 2. And we just get to see maybe some 4v4 action go on, but back to the Omega, the boss pit. That's going to be given a lot of credits over to the team. And oh, this is a catch in Dark Gen X as well.
Kill. That's just going to be another kill. It looks like Frankie Doodle also in some trouble. A knock up from Plup. They're going to spell doom there. Not going to be able to land on all these abilities here, but a lot of zoning off of the blue side. Viper going to go in aggressive with Passant on the follow-up. Sheepy goes down, and there's the Queen to stun down Sneaky, and it is just a domination right now from Lorlo and Viper.
Yes, it is indeed. Already up by 9 points. Quick caster math. At least even I can't mess that one up. But Viper getting chunked out just a little bit. Plup still has a big shield. You get shields from either spawning in base, you can pick one up, or by killing mutated bears on the bottom and top sides of the map as well. So just some nice little bit bonuses to get into the fight with. There's also heal packs around, so Sheepy grabs one for Dark Gen X. It heals your allies around in a circle as well. But 10 points down at this point, Cass. What are they gonna have to do? Maybe take some good fights like this one.
Yeah, there's a big fight here, but Frankie Doodle already in the back line, wreaking havoc. Passant falls pretty low on the left side of that fight, but Plup is now just in danger. Frankie Doodle completely zoning off this Zahir. Looking on the top side of the fight, Sheepy low as well. Looks like it's going to be just trying to grab a health pack, run away, and buy time for these beacons to generate more points. If he can try and stop Frankie Doodle, I mean, Jackie can't themselves, but Plup is there with the tornado, with the follow-up damage, trying to secure this, and it looks like it will tick down. They'll at least get the 1 point before it gets capped.
Yeah, trying to get a kill onto Frankie Doodle. Drops rather low, but it's okay to reset. You don't have to take fights up until you die, but Lorlo, yes, gets autoed by Plup over the wall, gets taken down.
Yeah, there's the checkmate, though. Oh, the big damage from Passant is going to get pushed away, though. A very good placement of that smoke grenade as well. Tries to help out from Plup, and it does end up making a big difference. Passant falls without being able to grab one. Oh, Sneaky not able to get away. Frankie Doodle going to grab that one as well.
Wow. Even in the Peacemaker there, still not enough with the Barber damage. Sheepy claims another as well. This is the Sheepy's 4th kill, Passant's 5th kill. Our creators is tied, you know, in the lead from 2 apiece, I believe. Plup and Viper both have 2. But the gap of points is closing. It's just 7 now, so it's still anybody's game, especially as phase 3 comes through in the next minute and 15 seconds.
Yeah, and we just had a triple cap for a second there. I mean, now finally the blue team able to grab one, but it's back to a triple cap as Sneaky kind of just steals that one away. Yeah. Should easily go back to Passant as Lurlo trying to trade onto the heart. But while keeping the pressure on the 3rd, they have 2 capped. So they strategically could just not fight for a little bit and just try and keep them corralled here at the bottom beacon, and they would slowly be winning, but that's going to be an engage from Passant. That's going to be 2 kills for Passant, and there's not really much that Sheepy and Plup can do to turn it around. Maybe they grab one onto Frankie, but Viper in the back line onto Plup to stop the damage. Follow-up and Passant just gonna zone away, even steals the HP. That's a 4-for-nothing wipe, and they're gonna be able to pick up all the beacons.
They can pick up the beacons. They did not turn their attention over to Omega, and they might not even need to at this point. The builds still have maybe a lot more to go if they want to reroll some items, but Viper right now has a prominence.
Oh, a
very,
pick.
very nice arm piece. A pick happening. The showstopper, but it's not going to stop enough.
Not able to do enough there. And now Sheepy and Sneaky are just stuck in their base. They need to wait for Dark Gen X to spawn, try and look for another 4v4. Plup is there now, so they at least have 3 members, but still waiting for that Bernice. Dark Gen X not available just yet. And Passant fishing with a queen. We see it. It lands on a Bernice. He looked for the follow-up. He lands it on 2. Not fully going in as there's a lot of trading back, going down onto the Barbara. It looks like she'll fall. Passant with the checkmate. He's going to die as well. Dark Gen X putting out a lot of damage. And now Sheepy with the chainsaw going to fall to a Viper and Lorlo, who are just using their range, using their auto attack builds to just poke away. Goes 2 for 2 in the end of all that as Sneaky and Plup run back to their base, but it's a triple cap for blue team, and the points are not looking good.
They're definitely not. 13-point gap right now. They need to find a way to push out of their base, but if Sneaky goes down, Sneaky does go down. That's going to be devastating, but at least they get the trade. Viper is traded, Viper is traded back. Oh, but the res actually, they have the augment where they come back once they're taken out. Can Viper get out of there? No. So that cooldown goes down. Yeah, not quite able to get out there. Oh man, look at this build from Lorlo. Oh my, the burgundy, the auto arms as well. Just has a Queen of Hearts and Glister Shoes just sitting in the bag, just in case they want to swap on out of there. Glister Shoes maybe a bit better for that skill amp, but you know, Busophila is gonna be the boots that have a lot of crit damage, auto attack based, and yeah, Lorlo's autos are chunking right now.
He's a bit stacked. He's just kind of playing like an AD carry back here, just hanging out. He's got his ability to bubble to get away. He's got his little CC from Gisela. You see that popped early, there'd be an opening, but yeah, they just need those 6 kills or just to keep these beacons in control. They've got 2 of them right now. Gamma, it could just be the end of it if they find a chance, but I think it's just going to be a couple more kills. One more big team fight, and the points from the beacons will do it.
Yep. There we go. Let's see, that team fight's happening.
Root. Frankie Doodle getting caught out a little bit early, but now Dark Gen X might be in some trouble. Lorlo able to dodge out on the CC, and Plup getting knocked down. I mean, sorry, that is Dark Gen X falling to Passant. Sheepy trying to dive Lorlo. This fight on both sides. Lorlo going to get away, and it's Sneaky who falls on the top side. Sheepy trying to get away from Viper now, and Plup in the 1v2, but Passant finds an HP pack and is going to get it back to high HP. Sheepy does get Lorlo in the end, but it is a 3-for-1, and now the beacons are going to start coming through for those points. There's only 3 remaining, and it is such a big gap. I don't think there's going to be an opportunity for Plup and Sneaky to come back here.
All 3 points being capped, but they're not going to be taking over soon. Actually denied 1, so 2 more kills though, and Sneaky is alone. Is he going to drop it down to 1?
There's the poly, there's some damage. The showstopper does get to the HP as well, but the knockup, the stun, the follow-up, the sun there once again to get the kill, and it's just the last one to come through. Dark Gen X not long for the world, trying to get away. The big damage from Plup in the choke point, but Sheepy is in a lot of trouble, and he's gonna fall, and that's gonna be the first round going over to Viper and Lorlo.
There we go. Viper and Lorlo on the back line. Shuriken users Emma and Cicella. Some great work there. That, you know, there was some moments of hope, however, from Sneaky and Plup. There was a couple of fights that were really close, you know, went their way. But still, a fantastic way to start off that game, Gas.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like a big frontline difference of Jackie not being able to start those fights, whereas we saw Passant on the Adela getting those knockup combos, getting that CC down and all the damage to set things up. And when he goes in, he's got a button that says, hey, I'm immune for a second. Sheepy doesn't quite have the same luxury, so it looked really good with Passant being able to set things up. And we'll see if they can deny him that Adela going forward. As we've seen in past labs, he's been a menace on that pick.
100% need to. That's why, I mean, you mentioned it right in the game. Like, yes, this is why we were talking about Passant on Adela. If there's an opportunity to deny that, you probably should take it, or that's going to happen. Passant was a terror that whole game, but it's going to be completely different in subsequent games when all the drafts do start shaking up. But man, these moments, oh, the Passant plays, Casa. Passant's so good.
He's too good on Adela, man.
Beautiful to watch.
It's illegal. It's illegal. Like, I'm with Avali. I stand with Avali here. Ban this man off of the Adela. He is too clean. He is too good.
Every single time the checkmate comes out, there's kills, if not multiple, right? There, it happened again.
It's like, how every time he's got a queen, he stuns 2 people. Why is it 2 people? It's not a big area. It's a small stun. Every single time, though, he is just connected.
Here, 1 HP, another turn. If he would have survived there, it would have been absolutely disgusting. But yeah, 1 HP can still make a lot of plays happen. Lorlo as well, a very, very nice W there. Prince some damage, actually forcing the Oplup to have to walk a little bit, far up, but did still get the kill over the corner. This is just a Passant highlight reel, it seems like, from this game, honestly. It's just checkmate after checkmate after checkmate. But the teammates were also there for some nice damage, right? We can't take anything away from that. Frankie Doodle did very, very nice on the Barbara, as well as the creators, right, on those backline shuriken users, especially in this fight, right? They were able to survive for so long, output so much damage to follow up Passant on every single engage.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Viper and Lorlo understanding their role in this team composition as well. They're just always there on the follow-up every single time, never scared to step up and hit the autos, because they know that all the focus has to be on Passant right in front of them, creating all this havoc. And they also have Frankie Doodle setting up just, a big area of zone control on that Barbara. It makes them really safe, and they recognize that. Just step up, get plenty of damage out throughout the entire fight. It's just been a very, very solid team comp and good execution from that side.
There's one at the end. I mean, Sheepy, you could tell Sheepy's like, we have to make something happen. We have to get a full wipe right now. Did not actually time the two-handed sword parry correctly, and a lot of damage came through right when it ended. But yeah, Viper and Lorlo getting the dub. The League of Legends top laners, they're having a lot of success here in game number 1, Cass.
Look, yeah, the $750 to each of their charities after that round 1. We got plenty more rounds to go, but we also have Viper and Lorlo here. We're gonna get to chat with them a little bit after their round 1 win. Congrats, guys, on picking up that first W. It's kind of like a top gap here, but it's both top laners on one team. I guess that's the team here. I don't know, Viper, what is it about top laners? You guys just built different with mechanics, or what is it?
Yeah, something like that. We're just we got the hands, our mechanics are there. We're just like not too sure what to build and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But definitely when it comes to fighting and stuff, we know what we're doing. So that's why we came out on top.
Perfect.
100%. The mechanics are there, even if it's some backline carries. But speaking of these test subjects, right, you're probably going to be on a lot of different ones for all of today. But Lorlo, what kind of characters have you been liking? What do you hope that you get RNG'd into for your next games?
80 carry, dude. I just started playing the game like last night. Me and Basan, I was streaming Champs Queue last night, and then off stream I was like playing like 4 or 5 hours to get some champs down. But mainly 80 carries, most 80 carries. I feel like the melees are just too complicated for me. I know how to right click and kite, similar to League, so just do that.
It works so well with the Sissela. You got the attack damage build on the Sissela, and you were just chilling behind your front line, being able to just A-click around, get plenty of damage out, so it worked out. I mean, Viper, you're known for Riven play. Has there been any test subjects that have kind of felt close to Riven or kind of clicked like that champion has for you?
Honestly, I tried some melee stuff, but it wouldn't work out for me. Like, I tried to play similar champs that I would in League, like, Aurelia, Riven, all the melee bruiser stuff. But then in this game, it's just a lot harder. So I just stuck to, just mages, like range stuff that, like the camera guy is really fun. There's a lot of
I got you.
Fun characters for me that that just poke and stuff like that. So these are my favorites so far.
Sweet.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, looking forward into those, next games. The teams are going to get shaken up a little bit. Maybe, you got your top lane, brethren here beside you. But how are you going to think that things are going once we shake up and kind of swap teams around later on into the day? Is that going to change anything for you? For either you, let's go with Lorlo.
As long as I get 80 carries, I'm pretty confident, at least.
That's all you need.
If I don't get an 80 carry champ, I'm probably going to run it down. The only other melee I think I can play is probably Luke. Like he was the only guy that
Ooh,
had like
okay.
a decent grass. Like, he's kind of like Lee Sin in like league terms, so it's kind of similar for that. But a lot of the melees just have a bunch of like combos that I would just assume takes hours and hours of game time, just similar to league. So yeah, hopefully I get 80 carries. I'm praying, crossing my fingers.
Yeah, I guess you saw Passant on it doing the melee combos with the Adela all game, setting up those big plays for you guys. So we'll see if you guys can continue that success going onwards. Thanks for talking with us, and good luck in the next couple of rounds.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Crowan, that is round 1 in the books, but that was a pretty wild round 1 at that. We'll see. I mean, Passant, Adela.
Yeah.
Let's hope he doesn't get it again, Crow. Let's hope he doesn't get it again.
Maybe let's hope that he does, but then players in the other team also get their signatures, so it's like a battle of the gods, battle of the truly the best of the best. That would be pretty spicy. I'd like that. A real close game I think would happen there. It'd be pretty hype.
All right, but we've got plenty more Cobalt Protocol coming up in just a moment. We're gonna have to take a short break, but after the break, we'll see who earned the bonus prizing for highest kills by a creator, plus round 2 of ER Labs. But first, did you know that season 6 is upon us and celebrating the summertime with a splash? Take a quick look. Thank you. Everybody to the LemonAid Benefit Series. I'm Casanova, joined by Crowan. We've just gotten through the very first round of action, and I think it's as good a time as any for us to take a look at the updated, charity pot, where the money has gone, and we'll see eventually who that person was that took the most kills. Did you actually see who got the most kills there? It felt like it was probably going to be Viper, right? I think Morlo got close, though.
It might have been Viper. That would be my guess, but I didn't get a chance to see. I was too busy being like, oh, is there any potential comeback here? Is there going to be any sort of crazy stuff happening here? But no, that would be my guess, though, I would think.
Let's just see. Let's see. It was Viper. Yep. Okay, Viper did pick up the most amount of kills of the creators there. I know Passant had just so many of the kills that it was like, hey, maybe someone snuck in and got it from the other side. But I did think, Viper and Lorlo were able to grab quite a few. Viper getting the best of that one, and both Viper and Lorlo were able to take home that $750 for the round 1 victory. But we'll see if Plup and Sneaky can start to pull it back in this next game. I feel like, you know, they had a lot of good moments, and it did feel like compositionally there was a little bit of a favor towards the side of, you know, Viper and Lorlo, especially with Passant being on his signature Adela.
Right, there was no like countermeasure for that. I think you mentioned it, you know, in the game or right after. You know, the frontliner for the other team was Sheepy on Jackie, and there wasn't really any true gauge potential, right? Jackie likes to kind of be on the sides of fights, going for like flanks, getting in there to clean up, but not really as the initiator. So there was no real tools to stop it. There was Sneaky with the Heart having the Peacemaker there, which helped in a couple scenarios, but one time it even got canceled by a fantastic poly from Viper, and it just wasn't quite enough to reset the fights the way that they wanted to. So maybe a bit of a draft gap. The teams aren't going to be shuffled quite yet. So this game number 2 is going to be the exact same teams, and it could go completely the other way, right? That's what's so cool about this game mode. There's so many opportunities for crazy stuff to happen.
Yeah, give Sheepy a glove, take away Passant's Adela, and let's see where we're at. Let's see where we're at from there. Let's see what happens in that spot. I mean, also, as much as Lorlo is like, I just want to get like you know, an attack damage, just kind of auto attacker every single time, ranged auto attacker. I want to see Lorlo get like a melee character. I want to see it happen. I want to see Lorlo Luke. He mentioned Luke, and Lorlo is a very mechanically sound top laner. Very good hands. And I think watching him on Luke would be sweet. Same for Viper. I know they said mages and auto attack. I want to see them on the melees, and I think they're gonna do better than they think they're gonna do.
Somehow I feel like Viper on like a Lee Dai-Lin, you know, might be like really cool. I mean, there's that triple Q. It's like kind of like Riven-esque a little bit. At least that's where my mind jumped. But I do agree with them. I think their perspective on, in any game, right, melee characters, you're gonna need to know like the matchups in and out, like the limits of those characters. Whereas auto attackers, you can kind of sit back there, output damage safely, and you know, oh, okay, melees are coming into me, I should back up and kite away. But you don't really get all of that, you know, playing melee. You need to know very, very specifically, or you're going to get punished pretty hard. So I think it checks out, makes sense to me. But it would still be nice to watch, especially, you know, Luke, sure. I think is super fun and will click with League of Legends, you know, players, I think, pretty solidly.
I mean, it's why, you know, being a League of Legends player myself, coming in and playing Suichi because I was familiar with kind of Katarina-esque things, and Luke having similar Lee Sin type. You know, it's one ability where you throw out that Q, it connects, then you get to go follow up. But just that, even that one little bit of familiarity can be enough to make a character click with you a lot quicker than a lot of other characters. And I think that mobility also can be really helpful when you're trying to learn melees and learn limits, because you've got a little bit less of the punishing nature of it. But Crone, I mean, we've got the exciting new game mode that we've been playing, and that is going to be Cobalt Protocol. This is the mode. It just came out a couple days ago, and you can jump in and play alongside everyone else for free on Steam. For free, Crone, for free. Absolutely free.
Here we go. For free on Steam. Absolutely love it. I mean, Eternal Return is such a good game. We've been playing it for so long now. It's been a long time coming for a new fantastic game mode like this, and it has delivered right now. So if you're watching, liking what you're seeing, you don't gotta, you know, be overwhelmed by like, oh, I don't know what to do with all this, you know, crafting and stuff. It seems like a bit, you know, just too much. You don't have to worry about that with Cobalt Protocol. You can just hop in, pick your items, and heck, you can just hit random 6 times and, you know, RNG some legendaries and get going. It's crazy. It's a lot of fun. So definitely, if you're interested, even if you're an old Eternal Return player, right, I think there's a lot of new fun that you can kind of rediscover coming back into it and playing Cobalt Protocol.
Well, and what's so great too is like they keep adding a lot of new characters. So if you're just returning to the game and you're a little overwhelmed with like, oh, what do all these characters do? Come play a little bit of Cobalt Protocol. You'll quickly kind of learn, or you can pick up one of the new characters and not have to worry about like learning a whole new route to even get to the point in the game where you can even play with all your abilities and play, you know, against other people. You can just jump in, get abilities, fight a little bit, be like, is this character for me? If so, hey, we got drops, we got coupons, you can get, you know, some A coin, you can go pick up that character that you just had fun playing in Cobalt Protocol. I mean, it's perfect. It's a perfect setup for that, and it's as good a time as any, if not one of the best times to get back in to Eternal Return if you've been away. And Look, there's a code there, right on your screen. Perfect.
I think actually you can use that code, get the 8 coins, and buy a bunch of different test subjects if you want them. I was counting the other day. I think when we kind of first started playing on Storm Return, there was like 18 test subjects, and now there's 53. And that wasn't been that long. And there's already so many more test subjects that are in this game. It's absolutely fantastic, and a lot of them, I always get so excited for them, right? The like, you know, the trailers for them or like the little spotlights. And I'm like, oh, I want to play, you know, Adela, and Adela absolutely clicked for me. I loved Adela. Obviously, Passant does too. As we saw that last game, I only hope to be as good as Passant one day. But we're gonna get a chance to see a lot of other exciting, characters. Maybe Priya, one of the supporty ones. Johan as well. We were talking about earlier. I know it'd be a treat to see Shuichi, and we always kind of meme about it, but it's actually very realistic.
It's good. I think it's
really good. Yeah, actually, not ironically, Shuichi is good in this game mode, and that's crazy. Yeah. We're probably gonna see it.
Yeah, I think it's actually good. I think it's really good. I also think it's funny. You're like, oh, I see the trailer, and it's like I want to try this new character, jump in and play it. Every time I see those trailers, I'm like, yeah, I want to try this character. I'm gonna go play it, and then I load up the game and I lock in Shuichi. Every time.
Actually true. That's your experience. Every time you're loyal. Hey, you're loyal to the Shuichi. I can't fault you for it. I'm just like, ooh, this is new and shiny. I want to play. It was recently. I was like, ooh, Elena, she's coming in. Another rapier character is, kind of flashy, dashing, skating around. I didn't play Elena. It didn't really click with me, unfortunately. But maybe we're gonna see some Elena buffs in the future, and then I'll hop back in, maybe play her. But
hey, look, Camillo clicked with me, but I just feel like I don't do any damage because I'm bad. I mean, really mobile. I don't get hit by anything. I don't die, but I also don't do. It's great. But I think that's another character I think would be really fun to watch someone like Viper play or Lorlo play it. But I also feel like that character needs so many reps because of just his damage pattern and knowing how much damage to take. But if they spent some time playing it, I think they'd make some good Camillo players for sure.
100%. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. There's a lot of characters that if you put the reps in this game, you're going to see some fantastic stuff. And I think it's sort of like, other games in the past where the length of time where the game exists for, the characters are just going to be like that much more like nuanced and have the potential for that much more just like flashy plays. It's so nice. Even one of the newest test subjects to come in, Marcus, I think that's going to be really good in this new game mode. A kind of frontline bruiser, but he does a ton of damage potentially, has a lot of displacement to where like you can get some catches, and once you get that first pick, right, we saw Passant get a lot of picks to open up fights that last game, but it's going to be crazy. But we're finally here, Cass, in the draft for game 2. It's Passant on the Luke currently, but if he swaps off the Luke,
oh no,
pass it over. Wait a minute, there's
no, Passant,
come on, like that. I mean, Passant wants to, help win some money for charity.
Ban him.
And Passant's Adela, get it out of here. No, it's gonna be good though. Viper on the Emma again, and Lorlo on the Luke.
Okay, wait, we actually get Lorlo Luke. I'm excited for that. Because I think he is being hard on himself because we're both former pro players. We know this thing when you play a game and you think you're like really bad, but when you actually look at the grand scheme of things, he's probably quite good at this. Luke, he's probably actually quite good, and he doesn't feel like he's nearly as good as he can be. So I'm looking forward to seeing this Luke, seeing where it shapes up. And on the other side, there's still not a lot of engage.
Dark Gen X on the Barbara though.
Yes,
signature
that is
character. That's gonna be huge. Shapey on a backline is not that much tank engaged, so I am worried. Similarly for you, again, Luke can go on in, Passant Adela can go on in. It might be kind of similar in terms of the fight patterns that we saw in the last game, but Sneaky is on Roz. He was kind of AD carry-esque. What Sneaky is very known for, these backline carries. I think Rozzy would probably click with him.
It should suit Sneaky. I actually think he should look pretty good on that Rozzy. I know that there is some amount of Rozzy that's a little unintuitive if you've never played her before. But if Sneaky even has like a rep or two on Rozzy, even if he's played one game, I think he would be able to feel really comfortable on that pick. So we might see, if he hasn't, the early game a little shaky, and then suddenly he's like popping off on this character. So excited to see that as well. I think what's really good about Sneaky and Plup's comp is they're very good at, if the enemy is running into them, they can pop off and just destroy frontliners. So I think the Jackie is going to have a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I do agree with you. I think we saw Jackie have a bit of trouble last game, and I think it might be similar this time. Seeing Sneaky's build down there, it's pretty good. Oh, auto arms, actually.
Auto arms.
Wow, nice buy there, or nice kind of RNG, I guess, not really a buy. Still has had to pick the accessory and have those loot boxes left over, because if you hit random, you get even just like 2 or 3 times, you get enough credits to fully purchase another item, or at least RNG one. So we'll see as the action begins. Sneaky, not a bad build in this auto attack. Razi, Plup on the Nathapon. Heard that, I think Lorlo mentioned the Nathapon, right, in the interview, or was it Viper? One of them
Viper.
did. Viper did?
I think
okay.
Viper said he liked the camera guy.
Oh,
yeah.
Lorlo, already down, actually. First blood.
Okay, then maybe the Luke, Luke a little shaky. Maybe he's going a little too ham on that. Actually, I did talk about how this comp was pretty good at dealing with divers. So
yeah,
there's gonna be a Luke and a Jackie. I think they're gonna have a little bit of issue, but we'll see if they can follow up on a Passant engage, because that can make all the differences.
Passant
Up and Sneaky, getting a lot of damage onto Passant.
Sneaky did miss the ultimate, unfortunately. I always, in my first playing Razi, it's like, oh, the ult, I wish it would just go a little bit farther so it can connect. But speaking of connecting, Passant connects, but actually a nice ult from Plup to make sure that Sneaky gets out of there.
Yeah, that was huge. That was a great play from Plup to keep Sneaky alive there. And I think, Sneaky gonna be able to heal up. They're just trying to play slow. They actually have control of this top beacon, I believe. So
yeah,
it should be a cap in just a second.
There we go. Yeah,
there they get it. So
cap it back over. Yeah. Or they'll force to heal back up
on the bottom side. Frankie Doodle getting chunked out. I'm actually curious if the colors are just swapped here on the beacon caps, because it seems like the two teams that have full control did not have the beacons on their side, and it might just be swapped there for us in the perspective. But there we go. There's Sneaky kiting away from a Viper once again. Viper been looking very good on this Emma. He said he was feeling confident on mages, and this pick has definitely looked solid for him so far.
Yeah. 100% gonna be comfortable, especially doing it in game number 1. It's kind of funny. I was like, oh, you're probably gonna be forced to play, different characters, and for subsequent games, how are you gonna feel about them? He's like, as long as I get any of them. Turns out he gets the same one 2 games in a row. So very nice. There. This is phase 2. Actually, Lorlo gets the connect onto the Q. One more, but no.
Ooh, knockback.
Maybe gets over the wall. Wow, he does.
Makes it out. Makes it out, but now his team's got to kite away. Frankie Doodle trying to dive in, but there's all the damage on the turnaround. There's a lot of heavy damage dealers in the pull. Uh-oh, there's the knockback. Dark Gen X is in trouble and falls down. Yeah, now it looks like maybe we get a take here.
No, it's gonna leash. I mean, still 3v4 in the area. It's a little risky to take it. It is a lot of credits, however. Oh, a nice 2-man ulti from Plup.
Yeah, that's big. They're split. Now Frankie Doodle can take a lot of damage. Falls pretty low, but does get away. And now Lorlo on zoning duty there. Does not quite connect with the bat skill, and Viper's in trouble. Dark Gen X on the back line does actually find it. The turret picks that one up, and now they can take control of this top side. As Sheepy, once they get one down, they just run at them, and they have so much damage with this comp. That is the big thing. 3 huge range damage dealers.
Oh, Plup, can they find Lorlo? Lorlo running for his life. Rio can chase, though. She dashes forward, gets some autos off. Sneaky for the cleanup. Sneaky does pick it up.
Does get that kill, and now it's looking a lot better this time around for Plup and Sneaky. They've got full control of the beacons. They've got full control in the fights.
Yeah.
And even though they may not have, a lot of CC in the front line, they do have a Barbara who can split the difference, and they just have so much damage, just raw power on those back 3 characters, that it just means that, hey, if you don't get the perfect engage, you misstep at all, you're going to take a ton of punishment.
Yeah, definitely. This is not how I expected this, at least early game in phase 2 to start going. Passant is the only kill on that team, but Sneaky goes in kind of 1v4.
Whoa.
Not quite where he wanted to be. 1 kill now turns to 2. As they're looking to turn the pace of this game.
Yeah, and it looks like Plup now going to be the one in trouble. Dark Gen X with a really good zone control, good pressure, and Sheepy starting to turn it around with the damage alongside Plup. And this Barbara is working perfectly as a solo frontline, just being able to zone so much, be able to create so much space for both Sheepy and Plup to just pump out all the damage.
Exactly. Sheepy is doing so much work on this Rio Plup as well, kind of side by side every time. Sneaky is back, and oh, this build from Frankie Doodle is going to be on the timepiece and the Fallen Pegasus for the headpiece. That is a pretty nice build. Still has one more item to roll a bit later on, but in a fantastic spot for now, at least.
Yeah, gonna be off on the flank though. Sneaky gonna try and put some pressure down. Let's get the knockback. Not quite able to get the dash, but now Viper in a little bit of trouble. Dark Gen X still gonna put forth the zone control and just let his range step up with impunity right now. It's looking very, very good for Team Plup and Sneaky.
Ooh, now there's gonna be legendary weapon as well as the auto arms for Viper. Is 11-point deficit cast. This team fight needs to solidly go towards the way of Lorlo and for Viper here.
Basant getting caught out. The Nathapon ult does not land, but Basant's still in trouble. He doesn't have the queen yet, and he's dead before he even gets a chance to throw one out. Now Viper off trying to get back towards the safe zone. Cannot get there, and they're just getting farmed in their fountain for now. 14-point lead extends even more. The melees just cannot even get in on these backliners, with Dark Gen X just continuing to provide that support.
Yeah, talking about, I mean, they're getting real close to, you know, fountain diving here, forcing all of these members just stay in their base. It is a 14, make it 15-point gap, triple beacon control. Gotta find something. Basant was so good at finding engages during the last game. He has to find something here soon. Lorlo, Frankie, Doodle, and Viper right behind. They have the damage output potentially to get something going. The queen doesn't connect though. Has to look for another opportunity.
Yep, he's gonna have to build that up again. It looks like Frankie Doodle went for engage, but gets stunned up and just taken down immediately. No shot to do anything more. Basant has a queen. And they actually find anything? No, not gonna connect on their CC, and they're on cooldown now. So it is time for Team Sneaky and Team Plup to just keep pushing forward. Full beacon control, point lead extending even further.
Yeah.
This is an absolute slaughter, and it looks like, hey, Basant can be on Adela as long as Dark Gen X gets that Barbara.
Exactly, that's what I was talking about. You know, maybe put Basant to the Adela, but put someone else on their main as well. Dark Gen X is having a lot of impact in this game. Pretty much shutting down Basant, can't get anything going. It seems like, oh, Lurlo, if he hit that, might have been able to make something happen there. But this is a 20-point lead. It is phase 3 now, so Gamma is available. We haven't really seen teams prioritize those big objectives, though. Omega has not been taken out, but that's fine. Still opportunity for Gamma, though. But, oh, that was a checkmate going in. Sheepy actually went down there. Same with Dark Gen X. This is time. This is comeback.
Yeah, here's an opportunity. It looks like Lorlo and Viper gonna go in onto Sneaky. Trying to cut away, finds the heal, but there's the snipe back from Lorlo. Almost able to get it, and it looks like Viper should be able to clean it up, but no! Sneaky gets away for now. Is he gonna make it out? And he does.
Wow. Crazy.
Nathapon lands the big ulti there. It does connect onto multiple members of both sides, but it looks like it's just gonna be a big disengage. So everyone's running away. Frankie Doodle trying to get away from Sheepy. Rio still has that chase down. There's the snipe.
Ooh,
doesn't quite land.
Close, but doesn't land. Now just resting up in those vents, which is pretty much like a bush in terms of vision. You know, you walk right by it, can't see it. Oh, a nice hop over the wall from Sheepy. In a turn, actually, Lorlo in trouble.
Lorlo! Oh, Lorlo gonna get taken down once again. And now Plup in a little bit of trouble. Frankie Doodle does get in on to Plup, but he finds a heal and he can turn it around. That's another kill for Dark Gen X. Going on to Viper now. Viper gonna fall, and yeah, it is just a slaughter once again. Basant trying to look for something, but there is nothing to be found.
Oh, has to checkmate just to get over the wall to survive. I mean, I don't blame him. Doesn't want to give any more points over. Well, it's 10-30. Time is running out. I actually have one of those nice accessories that you can buy as well. We didn't talk about those yet. I believe this is the Cobalt Blue. That's a Cobalt Protocol specific kind of item there. It's going to make the team go very, very fast. If they run through other members, they're going to take a lot of damage. Speaking of damage, Dark Gen X takes a lot of damage.
Great engage by Viper and Frankie Doodle, and now Basant trying to land the follow-up. He gets the pull in. That's another one of the items you can get from the shop there as he pulls him back. He's going in onto Sheepy. jumps over, trying to find the stun. Frankie Doodle finds one. Sheepy kiting back, taking Basant very low, but there's the heals. Sheepy continuing though, looking at these mechanics, trying to kite away. Gets clipped by the castling, but he can just go over the wall. Rio's got some terrain scaling on this mode, trying to get away there. And it's just going to be another stun down
Sneaky
onto
lives.
Sneaky, but he lives. He gets away with that one, and what looked like a complete disaster kind of just gets turned around with only a few kills falling down.
Still able to cap some points in their favor, however. So if they can win another fight, hold all these points, it's actually still winnable. It's definitely a long shot, but don't count them out quite yet, guys.
Yeah, they're trying to see if they can pick up a big fight. They have the control points right now, all three of them. If they can just zone for, well, they're gonna have to zone for a while.
Yeah,
hold on to this.
time.
But that is the weakness of this composition on the other side. They don't have fantastic engage. They're more about just kiting you back and just firing a ton of damage. But it looks like they've been given enough space to try and go for the cap, and a sneaky back capped one on the bottom side. So that is enough room to create some pressure, to maybe create an opportunity as Basant engages onto Dark Gen X, but he gets two. He picks up the kill, and the Nathapon ult is just a second too late, as now Sneaky gets soloed out by Lorlo on the bottom side, and the comeback is maybe upon us for this team as Frankie Doodle tries to dive plump in the fountain.
Yeah, it's okay. So that backup that happened, there's still 8 seconds left for the bottom point to actually result in a point. And no, it doesn't. It gets capped back over. So all 3 points remaining. The point lead is getting slimmer. There is still some hope, but they're going to have that happen again, and probably again another couple of times. So here's what's going to be the continuation of a potential comeback.
Yeah, Basant was looking. He doesn't have a queen right now, so they're looking to try and force the issue. Dark Gen X moving in on to Viper. Viper gets away. The heal, the Nathapon ult onto two though. No, there's the big combo from Basant. Picks up the double kill once again, and there's Lorlo. Again, he's got Sneaky's number. We see that Luke finally getting a chance to shine, as they are making a big comeback with another 4 points going to their team, and they still have control of these beacons.
Yeah, that's a late game top laner versus AD carry 1v1. That sounds about right there. You find him, you get onto him, and yeah, just take him out real
Monkey
easily.
King bar.
Yeah, oh my god, he has 3 magic sticks in the inventory. Really trying to roll for that Monkey King bar. Finally got it though, and that's what's going to be huge in terms of that 1v1 potential.
All right, we'll see. I mean, if Dark Gen X can try and set something up once again, but it's Basant. They need to not stack up. If Basant gets one person with the combo, I think they can still win, but he's gotten 2 in each of these last 2 fights. As we see Lorlo.
Nice
Lorlo
damage.
going deep. He might have gone too deep here, but he does start to run away, and there is the follow-up from Basant. He lands once again, just blowing up the Barbara, and now Sneaky trying to kite away, trying to kite, but the scaling has come through. The item builds are online, and they cannot be stopped. The full comeback is happening here. We are witnessing a crazy series of events from Team Viper and Lorlo.
This is crazy. It's just a 4-point difference now, and that's all of a sudden, once these beacons tick to another point, gonna be just a 1-point game. It's gonna be 7-8. What can they do, Casa? What can Dark Gen X, Sheepy, Plup, and Sneaky do? They were doing so great in the early game. It was kind of Barber dominance, but Basant is just allowed to find all these picks. Lorlo's allowed to find these 1v1s.
So this is maybe the problem as we see another engage onto Dark Gen X with the composition. It's just Barbara is a little too squishy at this stage in the game. It's gotten to the point where everyone's able to take her down, but maybe here's the turnaround. Plup and Sheepy find one. Can they get Basant find another? They can't quite yet, but Sneaky on the side. He gets a pickup on the bottom side, and there is the checkmate having to be used defensively, and that is where everything falls apart. It just took one slip up. They weren't able to land the combo onto Dark Gen X, and the turnaround comes through, and now they're going to be forced to run into the Barbara once again, and that's not exactly what they want to see.
Definitely not. Frankie Doodle coming back, gets that shield from in base. It's so massive. 5-10 right now, about to be 4-10 as that beacon point comes through. Basant does not want to get taken out right now. This could be the last fight of the game, Cass.
It could be. We see Dark Gen X trying to posture aggressively here. Basant just dropped the queen. We'll see if he can build that back up. There's 1, there's 2. The third one is going to give him the queen. It is available. A little poke lands, but does he have the engage?
Can't push forward.
Fights back. Rio getting a lot. The zone control is there.
Oh.
And there's the Nathapon ult. Where's the follow-up? Lorlo wreaking havoc on the back line, stopping a lot of follow-up from coming through, but now he is gonna fall, and Dark Gen X still has a lot of HP, but now he falls on the other side. There is a turnaround, a lot of damage. Passant trying to push forward with the checkmate, but he doesn't connect. He doesn't connect, and now it's just up to Sheepy. Can Sheepy kite back the bleed from Jackie? Not enough, doesn't take him down. Sneaky on the other side, but that's the final takedown coming through the points from the beacons, and there was almost the biggest comeback. Oh, but at the end of the day, it is still picked up by Sneaky and Plum.
There we go. We get another winner here from Team Sneaky and Plub. I have to say though, I got my heart pumping there, Cass. I thought that was going to be the comeback, but no, they did shut down the Passant Adela, shut down all of that momentum that was, you know, coming through so quickly. What a game.
Yeah, it was crazy the difference from the early game, the Barbara being tanky enough to live through a lot of the burst and initial setups. And then from there, the team just runs them over, right? Because they still, you know, have full health backliners and their tank's still alive, kind of kiting back. So if you want to chase that kill, you're running into all that damage. But
yeah,
in the late game, Passant lands the stun and Nano snaps the Barbara off of the Cobalt Protocol map.
I know.
And from there, you know, how do you win in that 3v4, especially with this Luke just running down onto your Razi? Crazy.
I know, yeah. Lorlo was doing such a good job at most points of that game to just solo out Sneaky. Sneaky maybe going for the 1v1s a bit more aggressively than he should have been doing, but, you know, learned a bit later on. Lorlo actually got punished for that, and yes, Passant on the Adela had some great moments. Plup tried to save him there, had a lot of good damage output, but wasn't quite enough at this point. But at this point, I kind of thought the game was going to be over and done with, but no, this fight was a fantastic, almost actually getting that final kill there. Oh
my gosh.
It's so much. It's hard for Plup to respond to that, right? Because when the damage comes out, even if you're dropping that Nathapon ulti, it doesn't come out quickly enough to save your team.
Yeah, you almost have to be too preemptive, and that's the rough spot, because if Passant kind of recognizes it, he could delay his engage if he does think that you're going to go for that. So it's very difficult timing, very tight window, and Plup, I respect the trying to get in there, trying to land that Nathapon ulti to stop that engage. It just wasn't working out, but end of the day, able to find a couple great fights at the end, and the advantage they earned in the early game was enough to carry him through.
Yeah, exactly. Once Passant is forced to checkmate away defensively, you know that fight's going to be already over. But it was some nice beacon control from both teams, multiple points there, but Lorlo stepped just a bit too far, got really nicely punished. The damage came back on Dark Gen X there. Frankie Doodle goes forward, but yeah, Passant not landing the combo. Very nice positioning out of Sneaky and Plup there, and Sheepy as well to survive for that whole entire time. Just a nice finish when we thought it, you know, again, the comeback could have been happening, but no, they persevered in the end of it all.
Yeah, and there you go. Take a look at the results. We had each team take a win in the first round of 2. We will be, you know, swapping those teams up as we go into the later rounds, but nice to see that this combination of teams resulted in kind of a 1-to-1 there in rounds 1 and 2, and everyone's going to be on the board for charity right out the gates.
Yeah,
really awesome to see that.
Oh, definitely. Everyone getting a little piece of the pie there. Very nice to see. As well as, yeah, it's not just going to be a stomp one way or the other. Even now we're swapping up, you know, the teams going into round 3. It comes down to a lot of the draft, you know, who's on which test subject, who's going to be getting some good fights. We still haven't seen, again, that objective control happening, and that could shake things up even faster or even more, you know, later on to the game when, you know, some real fast fights and maybe some fast game ends came out if there is prioritization on to the Gamma. But still, I mean, fantastic first couple of games. I'm sure going to see a lot more great action as well.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's even tried to take Gamma yet. No one's even looked at Gamma. No one's even attempted to even have a conversation with Gamma, even ask them nicely if they can award them 6 points. It's none of that has happened. I'm curious if we'll actually even get any of that. Seems like everyone does want to get these fights going, but we did see some people attempting to go and backdoor beacons. It was, you know, not just the bloodthirsty, like, okay, well, this 4-on-4 isn't working, let's just keep 4-on-4ing. There was a little bit more rotations throughout the map in that last game, and you know, I think we probably will see more of that, especially because people are starting to get a lot more familiar with the mode. Even just games 1 to game 2, we saw a big difference in the strategy.
Yeah, I wonder if we're gonna, you know, see that even more, actually. But it looks like we're gonna be having an interview with our winners of last round, Plup and Sneaky. Fantastic to get to see some more winners there. So yeah, here we go. Congratulations.
We got Sneaky and Plup. Congrats on picking up that first win. Plup, I wanted to check in with you first on just, you know, what was the big difference between game 1 and 2? Because game 1 felt like you guys were getting kind of destroyed, but game 2, you guys started out destroying them. It was the opposite.
Oh yeah, we were kind of beating them down. So I think what happened was we figured out that Basan is a one-trick Anoa player, and no, I'm sorry, he's really good. I don't think I was very good with my first hero. I like Nathan a lot. I'm much better with that guy. And sorry, I didn't mean it. Basan's very good. But yeah, I think I just need to like roll those characters I'm comfortable with, and then we can play better. Also, we positioned a lot better that time. Maybe our comms are good. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of elements into it. You talk about the character change felt good for you, but Sneaky, did it feel good for you as well on Rozzy? Maybe a bit of, you know, feeling like you're at home in the AD carry role. Was that a big benefit for you in that game?
Yeah, that was the first time I played her. But I was reading her abilities before. Like, I was looking at all the characters I wanted to unlock, and like I read her because she looked cool. And
yeah,
I kind of knew what the Q did, where like if you use it, you can move after, but I didn't know what the other ones did. And
The audio's off.
I played a bunch of games yesterday, and I kept learning pretty quickly on what they do, but still a little unfamiliar. But she was really cool. She was very short range though.
Yeah, a little bit. Kind of having to know the limits there. You found yourself in that game a couple of times in a 1v1 with, you know, Lorlo on that Luke, kind of like an AD carry versus top lane thing happening. Yeah, it's, I mean, you know, you might be similar with that. You kind of, you know, mid game, you find yourself there with a bruiser, top laner. You're like, okay, it's just, you know, unwinnable there.
Too familiar.
Too familiar. But you got through it and got the victory, so congratulations there as well.
All right, well, thank you two so much for jumping in and talking to us real quick. Excited to see the rest of the games. It looks like you guys got more into your rhythm in that game too, and I think everything's going to heat up as we get into rounds 3 and onwards. But best of luck in the rest of the rounds, and congrats on getting a little money for charity already.
Thank you.
All right, Crowan, that is round 2 in the books. We got a couple more rounds to go, and 4 more to be specific, but after that game too, I mean, what are some of your major thoughts going into the next couple of games?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to see how the kind of, I guess, the meta evolves. Is it still going to be just very, you know, brawly around these 4v4 fights? Is there going to be any just like, let's avoid fights and, you know, back cap things? I mean, that would be a little, resulting in a little slower of games, but I think it's to be a very viable strategy, right? It's depending on the timings as well of when you actually are eliminated, when you can get these, you know, really good item builds come through, and just, you know, just different pacing in general. So I think there's still a lot that we have yet to see. Again, Gamma fights, I think those are going to be hype if we get to see those. The kind of burger flip Gamma, who's going to get it? There's no, you know, smites in this game. It's just going to be raw damage output to secure it. Going to be a ton of fun, I hope.
I am looking forward to it. Reminder that we are going to be shuffling the teams for these next 2 rounds when we come back, but we're going to another short break. And just before we go, one of the best parts of Eternal Return is that they add new characters all the time. My favorite character is Suichi, as everybody knows, but the newest character to Lumia Island has an axe to grind about that selection. Let's take a look at Marcus.
Fight with honor means to only take on opponents of your own size. if I see someone strong. My blood is boiling. You've got nothing on me. You're a pest. Not a single scratch on me. Don't even try to stop me.
Welcome back to the Eternal Return LemonAid Benefit Series. I'm Casanova, joined by Crowan. We've knocked out 2 rounds already, and we're moving on to the remaining 4. We are playing Cobalt Protocol, and it has been so much fun already to watch all of the brawling. But of course, this is a tournament for charity, and I'd love to take a look at some of the charity stuff that we've been doing when we can. But Crowan, you know, how has the tournament been for you so far?
It's been a ton of fun. We kind of went into this being like, oh yeah, Cobalt Protocol, new hype mode. It's going to be people just brawling, getting everything on in there. And I think it has certainly delivered from what we've seen so far. And now we get a chance to see the prizing. And it is very, very close in terms of the money that all of these teams have earned so far, Casanova.
Yeah, Sneaky comes out with the kill lead from round 2, so he's tying up with Viper, but everybody gets to be on the board right now because the rounds went 1-1 in our first setup of teams, right? So they were able to even out 750 apiece, the extra bonus coming from those kill leads in those 2 games, but now we've shuffled up the teams, so we'll start to see where those wins end up happening. And here's the first team of rounds 3 and 4. Who it's gonna be? It is going to be Lorlo and Plup this time around.
Ooh. All right, Lorlo with Passant and Plup with Dark Gen X. Now, not sure that these team shuffles are really going to be too indicative of, you know, going like, you know, solidly one way or the other, because it comes down to, again, you know, a lot of the RNG of the items, you know, the draft as well. But nice to see, you know, everyone get a chance to play with the other duos for sure.
Yeah, and of course, that means the other team is Viper and Sneaky. They're joined by Frankie Doodle and Sheepy, of course. And for them, they just have to make sure that the other team doesn't get the combination of Adela and Barbara. I think that's the big thing. That's the big thing for them.
Yep, definitely, because that would be certainly a little terrifying, I would imagine.
All right, well, we do have kind of a check-in with all 4 of our creators, so let's go ahead and talk to all of them and see how they've been feeling about the matches so far and maybe the swap up of teams.
All right, back into it as well. We just got a chance to speak with Plup and Sneaky, but now we get everyone back onto the desk. Sneaky, I'm going to start with you again. You know, there's a lot of different test subjects. Actually, I think he might be muted, so we'll move on over actually to Plup. Plup, I just want to get a chance to talk to you about just the game mode, Cobalt Protocol. How have you been enjoying it so far? Do you think this game mode is what you expected, or, you know, how are you feeling about it?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's very different from like the normal game. Obviously, the item progression is strange, and starting off at level 9 is pretty cool. But I've been enjoying it. It's pretty like intuitive, you know.
Yeah,
that's what I like about it.
All right, and you know, Lorlo, Viper, you two have played against each other on Summoner's Rift all the time in the top lane, and now you were teams in the first half. Now you're going up against each other. Lorlo, you know, are you gonna take it to Viper? You think you're better? Are you gonna beat him down? What's up?
Yeah, we're winning. As long as I get an ADC, guys, so please don't take them. Thank you. Thank you. If I get a melee, my Luke was okay, like, for a little bit, but I don't know. I can't hit a Q. I was, like, missing, like, every Q. So we'll see.
All right, I mean, Viper, you think you're gonna take him down instead? Yeah, what's your rebuttal?
He leaked his strats to us, you know, we just take away the ADKs and we're all good.
All right, perfect.
Yeah,
Love it.
I guess if you say don't do something, I mean, teams right here, they're gonna do that thing, you know. So maybe not the smartest thing to do, but I'm sure it'll work out. You know, there's a lot of backline carries that we can work with. But now we're gonna toss it over to Sneaky. Sneaky, you know, you're well regarded for a lot of stuff, your league success, but also, you know, your cosplays as well. And there's some pretty cool looking Eternal Return characters, or the Eddie that you know you might be thinking about for the future, or just some ones that you're gonna like to play in the game. You know, maybe we'll just go there.
There are some pretty sweet skins. It was like
There are.
Rio last game with that swimsuit.
Is that, in the future, maybe we're gonna
True. Foreshadowing. There we go.
Maybe.
All right. Well, on that note, we'll head into the next round. Thank you all so much for checking in with us. Good luck in the remaining rounds. We're going to be jumping into round 3 in just a moment. Thank you all.
Thank you.
All right, Crone, we got round 3 coming up. Was nice to check in. It looks like we do have a sneaky Rio cosplay confirmed. Definitely happening, 100% sounds like. So you can get excited for that in chat. I'm sure chat is blowing up about that as well. But we heard it from Lurlo. He wants an 80 carry. And on the other side, or for his team, they also want Adela and Barbara. So now there's so many things that you need to take away from this team.
I know, you're not gonna get a chance to take away, deny everything as well as get all the stuff that you want. So we're just gonna get a chance to see who lands on what as the draft comes through. There is an Adela in this pool, and it is on the other side. Sheepy has taken Adela hostage right now, and is he gonna keep it there, or maybe swap it once the these test subject changes come through, where they kind of swap pools? Then he might leave. Oh wait, he swapped off of it.
Uh-oh.
Is that too soon?
Uh-oh.
Wait a minute.
Is it going to go over to Passant? We'll see in a moment.
Passant's on Tia. That's also a very nice test subject for Passant to be playing. That's what actually Passant got the better of Sheepy at DreamHack Dallas on the Tia.
Yeah, Tia also just very good in this mode, having that AoE setup, having a lot of just good setup in general, good crowd control. And it looks like Lorlo is going to land on something that he can auto attack with on the Chloe. I was kind of expecting him to end up on Nadine, but it looks like Plup wants that one to hang on to it. And is that Frankie Doodle? Did they end up getting that Sylvia? It looks like they did. So that is going to be big. Yeah.
Oh man, Sheepy going to be on the on the Eva. The Rio is going to be played by Viper, so a backline carry yet again, kind of comfort zone there. Lorlo going to be on the Chloe. Chloe is a bit difficult, I would assume, for maybe some of these newer turn players, because you got to control Nina as well, which is that doll. I'm excited to see it though, if that's actually going to be coming out with some success or not.
I've seen Lorlo on Gwen. He's good with the seamstress. They will work out with a little bit of Nina action as well, being able to play Chloe and Nina. We'll see how Lorlo is able to do on that character, but I think the big one for me is watching Frankie Doodle on this Sylvia. We've seen how well these players perform on their mains. We get the Passant Adela, we've gotten the Barbara from Dark Gen X, and now it's Frankie Doodle's time to show everyone up on their main character.
Yeah, the thing about Sylvia though is Sylvia works really well with the regular game mode, because she's gonna get fuel by passing through zones and stuff. I'm not exactly sure how the Sylvia is going to be working in this game mode. Maybe she's gonna be kind of out of fuel, not be able to use half of her kit a lot of the time. Hopefully that's not the case though. We get to actually see why Frankie Doodle is going to be the Sylvia legend as we get a little fight here in the early game.
Big engage on Viper, but he gets onto the platform in time, so that was really, really well done. Even though he's crowd controlled, he's standing on the little thing that's gonna pop him over to the other side. He's able to get away from the fight. Lorlo.
Yeah. Viper actually had a nice item as well, one of those RNG ones, the Mithril Helmet. That was fantastic. On the other side, actually some fights going on as well. Frankie Doodle picked up the first kill over here for first blood.
Yeah, Frankie already starting off strong with that Sylvia, picking up a kill for their team, and Passant and Lorlo just absolutely zoning Sheepy and Viper off on this bottom side.
Yep, getting that heal pack, going to be very nice. There is no Nina left. She's going to have a little bit of time to, come back. So they might be giving up this point for just a little while. Heal back up themselves, maybe take out some of these drones, or just go heal up some more. But there we go, Nina comes back. But Passant actually.
Ooh, he's just going to go down. He just gets tagged down by Viper and Sheepy there. Just the range damage just coming through, and not enough respect there from Passant, but Frankie Doodle falling very low. Sneaky also pretty low as well. Frankie Doodle ends up falling.
Yeah, Frankie Doodle fell to, I believe, Plup over there on the other side. On Nadine, which Nadine does not get hunt stacks from the drones, but will still obviously from the animals. So maybe a bit more PvE focus there, as, a nice knockback from Passant there with the bat skill. Getting the takedown onto Viper. Sheepy trying to take down Lorlo, not able to though, just a little bit of life. Wait a minute, Lorlo.
There goes Sheepy, gets the kill onto Lorlo, is able to grab one for their team. This is a very, very close one so far. Plup getting sniped down as well. And Dark Gen X on that 11. Gonna go over the wall, but everyone's coming with you. So that might just be another one going down. Frankie Doodle and Sneaky popping off together, picking up quite a few kills.
Oh, I think, oh wow, Viper with not only Mithril Helm now, but also the Artemis bow. A lot of nice legendaries coming through here. The Sudarsana, Shuriken. These builds are looking real nice. When we see these fights come out, they're going to be very explosive in terms of that damage output.
Yeah, and I guess it's just going to be up to Passant and Dark Gen X to set up these fights, get that CC onto these very strong members, and so that follow-up can come through. And Viper's a little far forward, but he does have that mobility of Rio trying to kite away, and Sheepy going to just put out a lot of pressure and damage. There goes in the Yuki, the coup de grace, not really going to connect onto too many members, but Sneaky gets out alive, and they're able to grab that first kill. A very close fight. It looks like just a 1-for-1. Passant for Frankie Doodle so far, and now the healing is being grabbed, but plop! That is a huge hit from that bow. The snipe is doing a lot of damage.
Oh, another Dean keeps charging. Oh, Viper almost walks on into it. Bow versus bow, but while Rio has very long range, Nadine's gonna have a bit longer range when it comes to channeling up these Qs. Doesn't connect on that one, but it is just big 44. Dark Gen X drops to half.
Oh, Sheepy's just getting so much pressure onto 11. That front line just falling so quickly. They're gonna have to back up the heals to full control going over to this side, as now it's just Sneaky fishing for a little bit more, eventually looking for another coup de grace, looking for an engage. Finds Passant. There's one hit, knocked back, knocked up. Lurlo goes down on the backside, but can Sneaky find more? He's taking a lot of damage from 11, but they have to kite away. Sneaky's got the backup. He's got the damage coming through from his team, as Passant just gonna have to ditch, and that is going to be just Dark Gen X falling. Plup doesn't find the snipe, and they back away, down 10 points, 9 points currently.
Yep, down 9, still points taking through. Gonna be opportunity for, okay, not quite a triple cap here, as there is going to be that bottom point going over to the red side. Viper still on up, and Viper's only used one item reroll so far and has 2 legendaries, so that build can still get way stronger as we get on into the later stages of the game, maybe phase 3 when he gets taken out finally.
Yeah, we'll have to see if he even, gets taken out. His positioning has been really good. He's been in a really good spot. He's got to get set up. So there we go. Now Lorlo just trying to kite away from Sneaky. He's kind of winning the 1v1, but now Viper's showing up, dealing a lot of damage. Lorlo, pretty strong build as well as the auto attacks. He's just trying to get the auto attacks ready. He's got to switch his auto.
Yep, gonna be big auto attacks there. It always seems like we find Lorlo in a situation where he's 1v1ing Sneaky even again here. Chasing Lorlo.
Yeah, this time Lurlo's on the auto attacker and Sneaky's on the bruiser, but I think a little difference with the Yuki matchup here, and Lorlo's getting the better of him, but that's a big fight. A lot of deaths coming through. Ends up being a 4 for 2 exchange, as Viper and Sheepy able to pick that one up.
Wow, a lot of kills coming through for this side. Frankie Doodle having 7 kills at this point. Sheepy having 3, Viper having 2. That's what, 13 kills already for the side? Sneaky only has 1, but still doing his role on this Yuki. For sure. Coup de grace maybe could be a little bit better, but I'm sure he's going to get more comfortable as the game continues to go on. It is a triple cap right now, Cass.
Yeah, and Dark Gen X already just getting chunked down to almost half. They grab a heal. Passant looking for the engage. He can't find either. They're just not able to find anything, but Viper goes over the wall into a really rough spot. There's just not enough follow-up, though. And the coup de grace to turn it around. Sneaky goes down, and they're not able to pick anything up just yet. Dark Gen X falling very low, but Passant with the zone picks up Viper on the backside. Frankie Doodle wreaking havoc in the back line, though, and it looks like he'll get 2. He's just an absolute menace on the Sylvia. He finds the angle, takes down both backliners.
That is why you don't want Frankie Doodle to have Sylvia if you are on the enemy team, because of plays like that just all around the backline. In the range for him, getting a takedown, immediately goes bike and then gets another one. Fantastic stuff for Frankie Doodle there. Sneaky, even though he went down, still had a lot of damage output with the coup de grace, landed on multiple members, so that sacrifice was very well worth it there. See if we can make something like this happen again.
Yep, there's more big damage from Frankie going out. Sheepy with the constant poke, and Passant, though, does land a little bit of a knock-up, trying to set something up for his team. It's just difficult to get the follow-up through. Need to have Passant and Plup on the same page. Just get that combo on one person with the snipe. Find the pick as Dark Gen X falling low on the top side. Sneaky once again just finds a stun into all the follow-up from Sheepy.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, Sheepy getting really low here. Plup
Frankie
pops
Doodle.
the ultimate. Oh, Frankie Doodle is going to get yet another kill. Sheepy not landing any single damage there. The coup de grace does connect. Plup is going to go really low. Sneaky is on the chase right now. The other side of the fight has been cleaned up, though it is just... Oh no, a load Plup, but Plup will fall.
Looking like a quick one for this game. It looks just absolute domination from Frankie Doodle on the Sylvia.
Yep.
Sheepy with the follow-up always there. Being able to cast those spells. The lasers over the wall.
Oh, Gamma.
Not so much.
Frankie Doodle shot the shot towards the Gamma there. I don't know. There's 6 health remaining. Gamma would finish it out, but no need to be that risky. However, probably just controlling points. Go for another fight.
Yeah, wow, there's a big engage though. They get onto Sheepy. Sheepy could go down immediately, and they do fall. And now Frankie's in trouble. Trying to kite back though. Oh, the mechanics from Frankie are sick. He's getting so much damage out, but he does end up going down. The blinking health bars on the other side, but this is the fight they needed as Viper is taken out by Lurlo, and it's just up to Sneaky to try and run him down, but it looks like it's going to be a 4 for nothing. This is the only way you can start coming back when you're at those 6 points. You can't give an inch, and they're able to take that 4 for nothing.
There we go. Comeback potential is happening yet again. It happened in the last game, but didn't result in a full kind of reverse sweep there when it comes to all this life total deficit. It is 5-21, but triple cap, they're already all grouped. They're on some strong builds, but when the other team dies, comes back, they're going to come back with shields. They're going to come back with a lot of more items. Close.
Okay. Looks like they'll give the top beacon at the very least.
Yeah,
before they start to look for the next engage. They need to poke off these shields with Plup, just trying to get the damage out, because right now there's a big HP advantage from respawning in and grabbing those shields.
Another big hit onto Sneaky.
Yeah, here comes the engage. There's Dark Gen X. Gets the engage, the CC on a Viper, but the coup de grace going to connect onto basically everyone. Can it take anyone down? It's just Sheepy on the backside and Frankie for the cleanup. Frankie on the bike running him down. Vroom, vroom. Gonna take him down.
They just need to defend these beacons for just 15 more seconds, and the victory will be theirs. Top beacon. 7 more seconds, Cass. This is probably it. Don't think they can respawn in time.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great engage from Dark Gen X. The follow-up was all there, but just Frankie being able to avoid it on the side. Same with Sheepy, just being able to play the edges of the fight. And we saw a perfect counter engage from Sneaky there on the coup de grace, hitting everybody as they piled in. What a great game out of Viper and Sneaky. Frankie, of course, dominant on the Sylvia.
Definitely so dominant on the Sylvia. That was fantastic. I think Sneaky had a lot of great moments in that game as well. On the Yuki, these coup de grace were pretty much after the first couple, always landing on multiple members, getting a lot of solid damage on out of there. And then it was just the cleanup crew of literally honestly all of them, with Viper, Frankie Doodle, and Sheepy. They did a fantastic job on these backline carries. Frankie Doodle kind of playing a bit of a hybrid as well, but that's what Sylvia does. Fantastic work. I had some question marks about, how would Sylvia work in this game mode, but Frankie Doodle put them all to rest. That was an absolutely dominant performance.
Yeah, Frankie playing on the Sylvia, how like the Jackies probably want to play in this mode, but I think just does it better, right? And it also might just be just how good Frankie is. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of those key moments from the game, Crone, and just break down, this dominant performance.
Yeah, Passant's had a nice opener in the early game, getting some picks. He could do it on Adela, he can do it on Tia as well, but Sheepy. I was talking about this Sheepy-Passant rivalry. Passant on the Tia, he's right back where it all went so wrong, but Sheepy got the better of him this time on a backliner, right? A contest subject that he's not quite known for, but still going to be doing a great job as we see clean up a lot of fights there. Oh, so much damage.
Yeah, it was absolutely huge. I just think Frankie, we keep seeing it. The mains for these ER pros coming out and just having these pop-off performances. But Passant, of course, was on the tee. No slouch there. And just the fact that this was able to be so dominant out of Frankie and company there, it was perfect. And we did attribute a lot of that to just, you know, Viper having great positioning to follow up. And then on top of that, every single time an engage came through from Dark Gen X and Passant, there was a coup de grace from Sneaky to meet it and able to get that counter engage through.
Exactly. There was enough time, enough damage output, as we see here again. You know, Sheepy went down though. This was the start of actually the potential comeback though. Frankie Doodle goes down here, I believe, as well. And yes, wasn't actually able to result in anything though. Oh, look, this is the engage. They press the go button and they do go with that Cobalt Blue movement speed. But it was just like a 3-man coup de grace from Sneaky. Hits so many. Allows Frankie Doodle and Sheepy being at full HP to just clean up all the knock-up as well. They had the augment War on death that knocks up everything around you, and so it bought time for Frankie and Sheepy to actually clean everything up. That was so well executed there from that team.
Yeah, it was just perfect. I mean, just really well done overall. Here's Frankie going into the enemy base for the victory screen. Of course, get a little bit of BM. We see the emote pop out behind the victory screen as well. Perfect. But, you know, we see the results from the 3 rounds. Viper grabbing their second win. Sneaky also grabbing their second win here. And it went 1-1 last time, but we'll see if round 4 has that as well. But until then, hey, we've got Viper and Sneaky on the line to talk a little bit about their victory. And, you know, hey, Viper able to grab another win on another ranged character. I know the 80 carries, that's kind of Lorlo's thing. You said mages, but how did the Rio feel?
You know, we came in with a game plan. I saw Rio, and, you know, Lorlo said he needs his range top, so we took that away from them. And I've been playing this champ a lot, honestly, and I like it. So, yeah, it was fun.
Perfect.
Yeah, definitely. Sneaky, you're kind of solo front line there. Was that kind of hard to adjust to? I mean, by the end of the game, you got some really nice coup de grace out there, but how is it trying to, you know, just balance like when do you engage and when you don't? Did you kind of get a good feel for that during that game?
Yeah, I mean, I'm more like a melee carry, I think, of that guy. He's not very tanky. I mean, like, his W reduces damage for like a second, but yeah, I don't have much initiation. I had like the little turd stun, but like the ult was really good counter engage if they actually went in like that last team fight. It's pretty strong, tons of damage.
Definitely, it was big and sealed the deal, and yeah, helped your team achieve a victory. So that was fantastic stuff.
Yeah, it is absolutely huge. And you know, we are playing for charity. So Viper, I wanted to ask you just kind of what charity you picked and why you picked it, Viper.
I picked the charity against gun violence because I've just been seeing a lot of stuff go down with, like, you know, there's shootings everywhere, like in America especially. It happens like every other day, so I want to try my best to do my part and try and make it stop.
All right, sweet. Thank you so much, Viper, for sharing that. And we'll talk more about those charities later on, but we got to jump into the next game. But thank you too so much for the interview. We'll talk to you guys a bit later, and good luck in the next game.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, Crowan, that's our 3rd round in the books. We got halfway point. So we're at the halfway point. There's the halfway check-in. What teams are really impressing you so far? What players have really stood out, especially out of our, you know, our content creators, because we all know the ER pros are all absolute beasts.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, coming out of that game, Viper, I think has done a great job. Has been on Emma a couple of games and then was on Rio. Always seems to be in the right place at the right time when it comes to these, you know, follow-ups. Just, you know, didn't really get caught out. Maybe like one time in the last game, but, you know, it happens. It's a whole big, you know, 44 brawl. It's going to happen at some point. But generally speaking, I think Viper has been very solid, especially with a different play style coming over from League to these backline carries.
All right, well, we've reached our halfway point. We're going to go to a short break, but while you're gone, why don't you check out the new skin, Lumia Island Felix. See you on the other side.
Aim high, act quick. You want to give it a shot? Let's go find some bad guys. Careful, watch out for riptides. Let's keep this feeling going.
Back to the Eternal Return LemonAid Benefit Series. I'm Casanova, still joined by Crowan, and we've reached that halfway point. We've got rounds 4, 5, and 6 to go. We got the first 3 out of the way, and it has been awesome to watch so far. And I want to take a look at how much money each of these players have already earned for their charities, as we still have plenty more to go. Right now, it's Viper in the lead with that $1,833 going to the educational fund to stop gun violence. It looks like he picked up another highest kill of the match for the creators in that last game over Sneaky.
Looks like it, about at $2,000 right now, but as we get into the latter half of the day, there's still opportunities for, Lorlo and Plup to earn some more, as well as Sneaky, of course. So that's what we're all here for, right, Kaz? This is, Eternal Return, promoting this game and how it's so fun, because it really is, but also earning money for charity is always a nice way to do it with. So just love seeing people kind of give it their all and be able to give it to a good cause.
Yeah, and the format's awesome too, because it's like every single one of these games, you're playing to win money for charity.
Yep.
If you look, that last game, it wasn't close, but that's okay, because this next one, it might get completely turned around. We saw it in the first set of teams, right? In the first set of teams, the first game didn't look super close, but the second game, the team that got beat up in the first one came back around, picked up the win, and we might get the same kind of opportunity here. That was a Frankie Doodle Sylvia. Hey, maybe the next one we still see mains on both sides. We see the compositions being really even, and we get more of like what our game 2 looked like, where it was so close and back and forth and almost a huge comeback.
Definitely, and I think as I mentioned earlier as well, just having these creators coming in and having more reps on each test subject. Maybe they're going to get some repeats and be like, oh, okay, I messed up these moments earlier on, but I know exactly what to do to not do that again, right? And actually come in and look very, very solid, as even the progression of the game from beginning to end from Sneaky in that last one looks kind of like night and day, right? I talked about it, the coup de grace weren't actually landing with the highest impact in the early game, but by late game, they were probably one of the biggest deciding abilities that were cast in some of those. So just great stuff. I'm sure we're going to see a lot more, because we're already halfway through the day cast. Kind of like, blinked and now we're here all of a sudden. It's just these games are going super quick. Yeah.
They just fly. It's fast, it's fun. This is the way it is with Cobalt Protocol. It's so great to have this game mode. And we're talking about some of the test subjects and people being able to kind of get another rep on it from the creators. Like Plup Nathapon looked really good. I'd love to see him on that again. I think that'd be a big difference maker in some of these games. I also think, Cicella for Lorlo, I think that was maybe his best performance so far was on that Cicella. But hey, you know how we mentioned, Dark Gen X and Passant maybe getting those two characters and also Plup on Nathapon? That's a pretty wild setup.
I'm scared if I'm Sneaky and Viper team on the other side. Eve Plup again on the Nathapon, like you said, as well as Lorlo on the 11 being an engager.
We got a ranged character.
Got a ranged character. Got the Hedgen. Hedgen is going to be a bit more combo oriented though, not just sit back there and auto attack. But I think Lorlo could still find some success with this, especially being right behind Passant on Adela and Dark Gen X on the Barbara. I think they're gonna be just fine.
What are the odds that Lorlo just plays like auto attack Hedgen? Just doesn't even play for just
95%.
Pretty high, right? He's just gonna get one of the auto attack bows. He still has crowd control and he's got mobility. It's just gonna be it's just an AD carry with you know, a lot of mobility, some CC. I think he's gonna love that instead of playing fully for the combo. But we'll see, because I think he should be fine on the combo. Just Hedgen has a lot of different intricate ways that she can play, and you know, I think she'll be just viable doing the auto attacks if that's what he wants to do.
Definitely. Get a chance to get into the game, see where these initial item drafts are going. Pretty solid build for Plup so far. Is going to be, okay, 4 out of 6 right now. What boosts does he get? Taking a long time to decide those. Might hit the random button. Okay, some Tachyons. And a Lux Verda to round it out. Not terrible. I'm wondering if maybe some of these, you know, backline carries are going to be starting off with legendaries, because that can set the pace of the whole game. Winning these 2v2s, getting the point control, it's almost like it forces the enemy team to feel like, oh, we're behind. We have to make these, like, you know, big plays to come back in the game, right? Maybe forcing some little bit of, you know, overstepping and just generally just uncomfortability, right? You never want to be playing from behind. You always want to be playing from ahead.
Yeah, and you know, just the early footsies, the farming up, trying to get those credits so that when that first death comes through, you can try and fill out the build, because we've seen some crazy builds being put together in these last couple of games, especially on those carries. And you know, that was where the late game scaling came in, right? The Barbara being so tanky in the early game, but on the other side, we saw carries being able to finish their builds and start shredding through those tanks and engagers, and really turning around in those fights. But Viper zoning out Dark Gen, looking really good on this glowing Nina. Wow, really well done. Lorlo gonna jump away, but Viper looking pretty practiced on this glowing.
Definitely. Anything that you just auto attack, sit back and chill. Yeah, Viper's pretty good at. It is 39 to 39, so just 1 kill apiece, but both beacons controlled by the red side there. Lorlo first to, okay, yeah, look at this build. It's just auto attack focused. Every single item here is going to be auto attack. The elemental, or not the elemental bow, but the other one, the auto attack forced, or the auto attack bow. Another 2v2 happening. Viper is pretty low, however.
Yep, there goes Lorlo. He's gonna set up the combo. He gets the kill onto Viper after fearing both of them away. Just trying to get onto Sheepy on that ISOL. Not gonna be able to get there, but just a kill for Lorlo. Very even start so far.
Yeah. Oh, Plup already having 2 of the 3 kills of his team, actually. So already putting himself up there for conversation of, you know, the extra bonus money for top kills, if he can keep it up. Oh, okay, a zoning ultimate, making sure that his teammate was safe, so the chase didn't come through. Passant is safe, coming back, however, so maybe a re-engage happening soon.
Yep, there's the next phase, though. Everything's opened up. We'll see if there's a collapse immediately onto either side, and it looks like all of the blue squad is moving up to the top side of the map. Gonna grab the middle straight away and just try and take some control with the ISOL, putting down some of those mines.
Yeah, I saw having the zone control actually in this mode is not something I've really thought about. They're actually going really aggressively forward here at the Dark Gen X. Dark Gen X taking a ton of damage. Can he go down? No, not quite.
Makes it back.
Does make it back. Should be grabbing some heals. Passant gets sneaky on the other side though.
Yeah, they're pinched and Sneaky ends up falling for it, so it is just going to be a Viper trying to take this beacon. We'll see if anyone goes in on the engage. Passant and Plup just moving back, taking out some telephotos. Yep. Trying to get a beacon on the top side as well, but not a full group yet. Still kind of playing these 2v2s, playing both sides of the fight. That is going to result in a 3v2 and a double kill for Frankie Doodle.
Frankie Doodle, a lot of nice damage out there, and Sneaky is in a position again where he's actually going to be the solo, you know, melee onto this team. Kiara is a bit different though. She's going to be very tanky when she pops her ulti. No big coup de grace like Yuki has, but gonna be on a bit of a hybrid build here. A couple of auto attack items, a couple more skill amp builds. Generally the skill amp, Kiara is a bit tankier there. Plup unfortunately falling, but Sheepy getting re-engaged on here.
Yeah, Plup tried to escape Sheepy to the safe zone, but that was the enemy base instead.
Yeah.
Getting taken down. Looks like we finally see those kind of fountain turrets coming through, dealing some damage. All right, some footsies here. Dark Gen X is running away with Lorlo. We still yet to see a big 4v4. A lot of split fights. Sneaky up the side. It looks like maybe a 3v3 here, but he gets the root tag onto Lorlo. Lorlo's caught out. Does get a big shield, trying to trade back some damage. Not able to get enough, and Passant not connecting with the checkmate. It looks like Frankie Doodle just taking him to town right now, picking up a couple of kills.
Oh, yeah, Passant goes down. There's actually, once again, we see Passant on the Adela, but not being the lead. And Dark Gen X on the Barber as well, but, you know, it's not really working out. Maybe once they actually get these 4v4 fights coming on through, it's going to be a lot better. Sneaky does go down, though, but an immediate trade of Dark Gen X.
Yeah, it's just a trade. Now Plup on the Nathapon trying to get some damage back, but the zone from Frankie Doodle on this Rio has been immense. Alongside Sheepy, just the range damage dealers. We've seen a similar comp to this earlier that did pretty well, but it didn't find the win, right? The 3 ranged carries and then just 1 frontliner. It's the Kiara that's the frontliner this time, which I would say maybe a little bit less tanky than the Barbara in the early game, but if the right build comes online for Sneaky, it can be an absolute beast of a tank.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, Rio ultimate kind of whiffing there. Sneaky does pop the Kiara ultimate. Does he actually go in, though? Oh, a nice 2-man F-funnel.
That was big from the Nathapon, from Plup, and now Sneaky in a little bit of trouble, but he's got the ulti. The second reactivation gets the execute onto Dark Gen X, but Passant double kills the back line on the bottom side of that. Now Plup and Lorlo just going to run down Sneaky, and that is going to be a little bit of a comeback as they're able to pick up a few kills there, but still down 9.
Yeah, Passant did get taken out by Sheepy on the bottom side there. Gonna go over the wall, maybe farm some more animals. Bear not quite up, it looks like, but actually just walking around back to the base. Dark Gen X and Plup positioned kind of aggressively right now, however.
Yeah, Frankie's going to start to trade back onto Dark Gen X. He's going to take a lot of damage so far. Plup trying to turn things around, but this Rio is just doing so much work.
Lorlo.
There's the engage. Lorlo.
Wow.
With the fear. Where's the CC? There it is. Frankie goes down. Great pick found by Lorlo.
Wow, I was thinking maybe, okay, Lorlo, I'm not sure how confident you're going to be with Hedgen going forward, knowing those windows to burst, get the fears off, get the engages, but Lorlo looks so comfortable on that Hedgen. That was fantastic to watch.
Yeah, I think he's just liking the ranged characters. He's just feeling like even though it's not just auto attacking, he's finding opportunities to utilize the full kits, utilize the full combo, and just a blink forward to get it done. And he's definitely making it happen here. A lot of damage onto Viper, but there is the zone control coming out from Sheepy, and Dark Gen X just goes down immediately. But Passant has a queen. Can we see a turn?
And the turn
with
happened.
all the damage does not connect with the queen.
Lorlo playing so safe, gets a nice root there though. This could be a catch for Frankie.
Follow up. Frankie, no queen available, doesn't get the knockup with the castling, and kind of whiffs with the checkmate. Now Passant's in trouble. Passant's gonna go down, but is there enough damage to trade back for Lorlo and Plup? And yes, they do have enough to zone off. And now it's down to Dark Gen X on the flank, finds Viper, picks up that kill. Lorlo gonna get that one with the bow skill. And they're just trying to keep this game very close. They have been turning things around. They closed the gap from 9 to 7.
Yep.
Gotta keep that moving.
Keep it moving indeed. Lorlo keeping the kills moving is now the highest kill creator in this game with 3 kills on the hedge and almost the lead in the whole game. Frankie and Sheepy do have 4, but a lot of kills coming through. A lot of nice damage. Okay, Ice Soul root is going to connect onto Passant. Passant just walks away. Oh my god, Lorlo, this damage.
He does so much.
Oh, this Artemis
huge crit
bow. The crit, yeah. There's crit on like 3 pieces here, and then the crit is going to buff the crit damage. Every auto attack is just absolutely chunking all these squishy backline characters.
Yeah, I mean, if Lorlo crits, he's taking like 20% of your HP, so you got to be very careful when you walk up to him. Looks like Lorlo going to go towards Sneaky, gets the root and the fear. There's the damage, there's the knockup. Can he go down? The omens come through, and that is the first kill onto Sneaky, and now there's no room for the rest to go in. They're all ranged characters. Lorlo face tanking a bit of damage there. He tries to look for the engage, tries to go forward. No knockup from Passant. They're trying to find one more, but there's the checkmate on all 3, and they're gonna get one more kill. Frankie Doodle gets out of there, but Sheepy will not be so lucky, and that is a 3-4-0 on that one, and they have fully brought themselves back into this game. They are only down 3 points.
Plup's 3rd kill, Lorlo's 4th. They're kind of neck and neck here on this comeback. Triple beacon cap right now, and there's still more room for this team to get stronger. The build's coming through. Sneaky has spent 4 out of 6 rerolls trying to get something great, but only 1 landed on something good. Plup might be soloing Sneaky here.
Plup is just destroying him, but Sneaky does have the ultimate. He's trying to turn around that engage, but Passant is here to try and get the CC, but he's zooming. Sneaky's out of there. He's so fast on that Kiara. Gonna jump over the wall. Trying to find a reset on an animal, but does not quite get there in time.
Generally, Kiara not going to be fast, but taking those acceleration gates from the rooms and speeding on out of there with it. But he's going to have to heal back up, which means it allows Passant, Lorlo, and crew to kind of come back here and maybe find an engagement before he can come back.
Good zone from Alorlo while they look for the cap. Passant has a queen. Looking for a stun on a Viper. Viper gets over the wall. Able to escape for now. A lot of damage coming through. Nina gonna be the victim of that one, but does get away for a second. A big bow skill from Frankie Doodle.
Yeah, Viper actually popped the ultimate, making sure that Nina can't die, but won't have it for any, fight in the near future.
Oh, Lorlo! 1v1 sneaky!
Wow.
It's happening again!
Oh no. Bluff goes down. It's a trade.
Passant. Yeah, they get the 1-for-1. Lorlo just has had Sneaky's number all day so far.
Seems like it. Oh, Dark Gen X goes in, takes a ton of damage, goes down, but did he do enough? Passant has a queen prepped after this checkmate.
This is a big damage. Big damage, and he's able to pick up one. Takes down Cheapy.
Viper resting up. A nice slow there. Oh, Sneaky going on in. Has the ultimate popped. Oh, does not connect the root though. Lorlo, great kiting.
Yeah, doesn't quite get there. Passant trying to run away from Viper. Viper should be able to pick up Lorlo. There it is. They're trying to re-extend their lead.
Yeah.
Back to 6. Felt like this comeback was imminent, but they've started to turn it around.
Still close though, just a 5 life point game. Probably the closest game we've had so far. Very back and forth.
You would want to get cut.
All right, we'll see if they can regroup. Right now, Plup is split on the top side. The rest of the team on the bottom side. Lorlo just spawns in. Starting to run over. We might have a fight here. Passant getting chased away. He doesn't have any stacks ready for the queen. There's the omens from Lorlo. Looks like he finds the fear on the Sneaky. Sneaky's gonna go down first. He's the first victim of the fight, and now Dark Gen X trying to stay alive, and Shapey just getting blasted as this is looking like it's gonna be a 4-for-0. The checkmate from Passant. Can he get any stuns onto Viper? Lorlo goes forward. Lorlo finds the damage. That's another kill, and that's a 4-for-0 where it's a 2-point game as all the beacons are gonna get picked up.
There we go. Such nice kiting and re-engage happening, right? They were able to eliminate Sneaky on the side. He has not been able to find a good angle to approach any of these fights. It's now a triple cap. Lorlo up to 7 kills in this game. Might be going for the record. Oh, I've been keeping track, but this has to get close to that right now.
That has been a lot so far. Looking at the posturing once more. Frankie is going to be a big key for this team. He's doing so much damage right now.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of staying alive to get that damage out. Passant. This is who we have to watch every time at the start of the fight.
Oh, they're going.
You see those 3 pawns? He's got a queen. He can look for the stun. They run right past Sneaky to get into the back line. But Nathan Blood does not do enough. And Lorlo once again trying to 1v1 Sneaky. Can Sneaky finally win it? He does. He gets the 1v1, and now Sheepy in a 1v3, but he's got full HP. He's trying to fight that. Lorlo ends up taking it down on the revive. Oh, wow. He will not let Sneaky have the better of him. He will not.
Nope, not gonna let that one happen. Sheepy, the only one alive right now, is gonna actually go aggressively forward, but can't do enough. He's not gonna have enough HP to work with, and no, 13-6 now. This comeback, it hasn't been by much, but these two past fights have been so dominant. Still controlling all of the beacons, no one turning their attention over to Gamma. It just doesn't seem worth it right now, but just another minute or so, and if this keeps pace, it should be a victory here.
Oh, they found Sneaky again. Lorlo, good patience. Snapping back. There was a big engage from Passant, but they didn't have the follow-up. Dark Gen X just taking out Viper. Just kills Viper out of nowhere. And that's huge. Now the root lands onto Frankie Doodle. He's looking like he's going to fall down. They are so fast right now. Running in, trying to get all the damage down. And there's just one left. They're going to get it in 15 seconds if they don't find another kill anyway.
Yeah,
the beacon ticks away.
They're not going to be able to get to the beacon. It's going to be a wrap.
They just got it. 3 seconds left. Plup just gonna land one more ultimate for good measure. They don't even need it. That's gonna be the comeback after a rough start, but they big dominant late game. All those engages, they pop the move speed. They're able to run all past the Kiara and just pick up the damage. Lorlo and Plup take the win, and once again we get a 1-1 between these teams.
Oh boy. boy, that was an exciting game, right? It was the closest one that we've seen in terms of the early and the mid game, but really popped off when Passant and Dark Gen X were able to find their stride on their, you know, notable test subjects. They're ones that they're famous for, and Plup doing a great job on the Nathapon. Like you said, you wanted to see him on it again, did fantastic, but Lorlo on the Hedgen, a real standout for me in that game. Probably if we were picking MVPs of games, mine's Lorlo for that one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think he was really popping off, and again, he's been dominating Sneaky in the 1v1s. It's been happening. He's been an absolute terror on the side. We thought it was like, oh no, he had the melee bruiser into the range character. We've seen this one in many different similar, you know, brawlers and MOBAs, but you know, no, even on the range matchups, he's taking it down. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of these key moments from the game. Cron, break it down for me.
There you go. It's going to be a nice engage. I actually think this was the early game one, but a turnaround from Passant, kites back out, make sure he doesn't go down while Plup secures the kill. Just some very, very nice micro in and out, knowing the limits, right? This is something that the Eternal Return pro players are obviously going to be so good at, but even finding their strides for the creators as well. Sneaky tried to get some back capping going on. Actually had a little bit of what was looking like a return potential, but Passant was there for the assistance, actually able to live and escape out of that one, strangely enough. Kind of crazy. Then big team fights, of course. Oh, so much damage coming through.
Passant.
A big turn on this one as well. The checkmate with all of those pawns and castles kind of prepped there is just way too overwhelming.
Yeah, just Passant constantly being so clean on that Adela, and we got the little 1v1 on the bottom side of this fight as well. See, Sneaky finally, you know, thinks he's got him. And at the end, you know, it doesn't matter. Lorlo gets out of there, turns it around, picks up that kill.
Yeah.
He's just not going to let Sneaky get the better of him
It was
all
close,
day.
It just always happens. Like somehow we just see Sneaky and Lorlo just in 1v1s every single time, but unfortunately did not go the way of Sneaky this time around. Sheepy not able to do enough here. It's just a matter of time. That beacon control is so important. Not only does it give you those points, but also gives kind of passive stats for the team as a whole. Nothing too crazy, but still, it's going to be enough. As that last couple of seconds there, Plup landed a nice ultimate there just to make sure they couldn't get anywhere near the beacon to recap it.
Look, and that's what we've been talking about. The Passant Adela as well has just been so aggressive, especially these late game fights is where we see it purely shine. He just sets up all those kills for his team, and the follow-up was there from Plup and Lorlo to just knock them down in every single one of these fights. And you know, I love to see this out of the rounds, right? We're looking at the results here, and you can see that every single time that there has been the team shuffles, we get a 1-to-1, keeping the money close for all these charities.
Back and forth and back and forth. It might be a trend we are starting to see here, but it's real nice, right? We get to see some dominance, some money earned for a lot of different charities, right? It's great to see.
It has been awesome. Lorlo and Plup able to grab that win, and we're actually going to grab them for a quick interview and chat with these two. Lorlo, Plup, congrats on picking up another round win here. Lorlo, I just want to look, I saw you take a sip. I'll give a second, but I saw you being able to just take down Sneaky time and time again. It has been consistent throughout the day that you've been just finding Sneaky and soloing him. Do you have like a vendetta against Sneaky? What's going on?
He's always split, but at the same time, I actually didn't know how I was living in the game because I've only played like 10 hours of the game so far, and there's apparently a passive that like when I'm low HP, it keeps blinking me out. So I'm like, well, I guess I'm winning by accident. Like I got 1 HP every time I blink out, and then I just auto him twice. He must have been so mad. I thought it was part of my like actual character kit's passive at first, but then I asked Passant, and he told me. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, the new game mode coming in hot. Plup, you had some dominance on a Nathapon in that game as well. I think it's your second time playing it. How are you liking the Nathapon? It seems like you're very comfortable on it.
Dude, he seems pretty good in this mode. I'm not gonna lie. The stasis. Did anybody catch my stasis when I stasis like 2 people and we just 2v1 or 4v2?
Yep.
That's so good, right? That seems so unfair. But yeah,
so
I don't know.
good.
If I get this character, we win. That's good to play.
Well, when the teams shuffle up, Lorlo, you know, if there's a Nathapon, try and keep it away from Plup. You know, you got that going for you at least. But of course, we are playing for charity, and I want to give some time for you guys to talk about your charity. So we'll start with Lorlo, then go to Plup. But Lorlo, what charity are you playing for, and why did you pick that charity?
Yeah, I just want to mainly just for Ukraine. I think the war happening right now in the world, like I think it's just spreading awareness to that and giving any money I can through this event is something I'm just looking forward to do. So yeah, I think it's a pretty rough time in the world. So I think it was like a main reason for me to do something like this. So yeah, I'm really grateful for the opportunity and be able to help where I can.
Yeah, gratefully for you spreading a little love, getting some money for a charity. And Plup, I know you've got a charity you're playing for as well, so I'd love for you to share with everybody who you're playing for and why.
Yeah, I believe it's the Best Friends Animal Society. I just love animals, I guess. So I really wanted to. I think it's to help promote adoption and I guess reduce euthanasia, which is I think a good cause. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that charity. I've actually volunteered at Best Friends, and they're so nice, such a great people to work with, and I absolutely with you. Love animals. Great charities that we have picked. Everybody has picked some awesome ones, and I'm glad that we get to do this and just play games and have fun and make some money for a charity. So thank you guys for jumping in on the interview. Good luck in the last couple of rounds.
Thank you.
All right, Crowan.
Yeah.
4 rounds down means we're gonna have a swap coming up pretty soon, but. Hey, we called it. The Nathapon. Looking kind of good for Plup. Is looking kind of good on that character.
Give me Nathapon and we're going to win? I'm pretty sure that was just decisive, flat out. Okay. I mean, I believe it. Seeing the gameplay there, I can't help but believe it, right? It was so good.
Look, I love the confidence. It has been sweet to listen to them all, and I'm excited to see if we'll get even more of that later. The Nathapon, something to look out for, but that hedging for Lorlo, that was kind of crazy. Anyways. We've got a couple more games to go, but we got to go to a short break. After the break, the teams are shuffling. Plus, we've got another new skin releasing on June 13th. So everybody check out Everlasting Blossom Priya.
You can't hear anything if you close your heart. Really get started. Performance continues. I'm warmed up. And that's a wrap.
Everybody to the Eternal Return LemonAid Benefit Series. I'm Casanova, joined by Crowan. We've just got a couple more rounds to go. Crowan, we've been raising plenty of money for charity, and we can go ahead and see who's been raising the most so far after that matchup kind of evens things out. And it's Lorlo that gets the bonus for the most amount of kills in that last one, but Viper's still holding that little bit of a lead.
Definitely Viper with just the kills a couple times in the early game. Sneaky and Lorlo picked one up. Nothing good. It's time for Plup to get some because he's been having a lot of great action, but still it's just been back and forth throughout the day, right? That's why there's at least $1,500 for every single creator here, and that's wonderful to see, right? Like everybody getting a portion of it, and still more up for grabs in the final 2 games cast. And we're shuffling the teams again, right? So we're gonna see some crazy new pairings, maybe some new dynamics. It's gonna be a whole lot of fun to kind of reinvent how well they work with each other, right? We've seen some great 4v4s, some others maybe not looking so great. I think Lorlo maybe called out Sneaky a little bit, saying, oh yeah, Sneaky gets split a lot of the time, that's why I'm taking these 1v1s. He gets the better of them, so maybe during a new team dynamic we'll get that figured out.
Lorlo with the kindest way of saying, this guy's kind of griefing, he's a little split, I got it. The kindest way possible. So let's take a look at the final split ups between these teams. We've paired them up. Now it's Viper and Plup, so this is the last duo. They haven't played together yet. They're going to be played together for the last 2 games. Frankie Doodle and Dark Gen X joining them, so we gotta watch out for those Sylvia and the Barbara for those 2. And on the other side, Sneaky and Lorlo, so Lorlo can stop bullying Sneaky on the sides. They can play together this time.
Yeah, I didn't really think about that. They're like, oh yeah, basically Lorlo with the kindest way of saying Sneaky's free, but gonna be playing with him, so hopefully not so free. But then who's Sneaky gonna find to 1v1? Same with Lorlo, they gotta find their targets somewhere. Who's it gonna be? I don't know.
Look, I've seen Lorlo and Viper 1v1 on the Rift plenty of times. I'd love to see them find some 1v1s on the sides of these fights as well. I think that would be a hype to watch for sure. But it is fun. This team dynamic is pretty great because there's been like a little rivalry in the tournament of Sneaky Lorlo, of them fighting each other all the time. There's also Passant and Sheepy, who kind of, had the call out going in, like Sheepy really wanting to beat Passant, and now he's got to join him. It's the enemies to friends arc going on here.
Yeah, it was actually right after the tournament happened at Dallas. It was like Sheepy, you could tell, had Passant in his head just like rent free for like days. Like it was bad. But getting a little bit of revenge here sometimes today. It's not been super dominant one way or the other though, and with teams all shaking up, they're gonna be playing with each other this game as well, Sheepy and Passant. So we get a little bit of everything. Viper on the Rozzy this time, another backliner. Lorlo as well. They've found their backliner carries. It's actually Sneaky who's on melees again. They've just fully swapped their traditional roles right now.
Yeah, maybe Sneaky just kind of liking the Kiara, because we actually saw that pick in the actual first game that we had to remake because of some connection issues, and then he's picked it twice more since then. So I think maybe that's just a comfort, someone that he's liked in playing the game so far.
Seems like it.
But also we got a glove character for Sheepy finally. I feel like we haven't even seen them on a glove.
That is true. I don't think so. So this is a treat. We don't get the Passant Della or Dark Gen X Barbara, but we do get someone on their big comfort zone, getting a chance to look at the builds. Not the best build for Sneaky if he wants to just go full auto attack focus. There's a couple of just tankier items in there that don't go super well with it, but that is still gonna be fine. Of course, again, you can re-roll those items up to 6 times later on into the game. Once you go back to base, get taken down, you can buy some augments to power up your test subject or re-roll those items. Gonna be just farming out at the beginning, then going for beacon control. Same every single time. But how are these early 2v2s gonna go? Is Sneaky gonna be able to land a good route, land a good engage? Because Rio and Lorlo looked so good in the hedge in last game, probably can do very similar stuff with Rio this time around as well.
Yeah, he might like it even more, but we've got to fight immediately on the bottom side. Passant and Sheepy getting the better of this one, forcing Dark Gen X, but the coup de grace gonna get it. They get there. They get the double kill.
Yeah.
It looks like another fight on the top side here. Sneaky gonna grab the heel, trying to get away. The range, though, is kind of in the favor of Frankie and Plup, and the showstopper. Plup gonna be able to step out of it to try and get the damage. Gonna get there. Takes down Lola.
So, some fights going each team's way on just either side of it. Gonna be Sneaky surviving for now, just kind of dancing with Plup. Oh, that's a solo auto attack. Is going to the empowered one. It does so much damage. Yeah, I know. Dark Gen X and Viper though, get engaged on by Sheepy.
Yeah, there goes Sheepy with that Nikki. Gonna get a lot of damage down. There's the taunt. Where's the follow-up from Viper? He's trying to pump out all the damage, but that is just so much tankiness, so much pressure from Sheepy Passant. The double bruisers just kind of getting the best of this 2v2.
Passant being on Yuki right now, having 3 kills, and Sheepy, of course, in the glove characters. That makes sense that the 2v2 is going their way. Frankie going super low. Did he get the reactivation? Did he get enough stacks?
Really good throw skill from Plup there to stop Lorlo from getting that damage down onto Frankie Doodle, turning that around, and now Sneaky might die for it.
That was a bit too far forward as we reach phase 2. Lorlo gets the heal. Maybe he can turn with this one.
Yeah,
that's
seems
a lot of
like
damage.
he should be able to. Showstopper once again. Gonna just try and run away now, Lorlo.
Yep, good disengage.
Not gonna be able to quite get that kill as Sheepy shows up to try and play Enforcer.
Phase 2, Omega is here. We still have 4 games down where we have not seen Omega or Gamma taken. Oh, wait a minute. This build, okay. That was the Argy Legendary Bow. Super, super good. Oh, nice catch by Club.
Yeah, Plup finds a pull in onto Passant, but he and Sheepy are just playing that front line really well right now. Lorlo trying to step up, get some damage in, tries to get enough onto Dark Gen X, might be able to find that. There's the first kill. Frankie Doodle getting popped up by Sheepy.
Wow.
Lorlo with the charge up, the follow-up. Really great timing from those two, pairing up for a big kill there. They get one more on the way out, taking down Viper.
When you pair up those rivals, right, Sheepy and Passant, and then Sneaky and Lorlo, they working pretty good together as well, it turns out. So nice to see that. It's only a 2-kill lead at the moment, or 2-point lead, but actually going for Omega. Uh-oh, are they gonna secure it? Oh, was that stolen?
Oh, wait. Oh, no, they didn't get stolen. It was close, though.
Close.
Plup almost grabs that. Taunt lands onto Passant. Once again, though, Sheepy just in there wreaking havoc. That's a good dodge from Plup onto Coup de Grace. Doesn't connect on anyone, but now he's got no bubble to get away from Sheepy.
Ooh, Sneaky with Kiara has found Mithril Armor, Emerald Tablet for the accessory. Gonna be able to get some nice damage out there if he can stick to a target, but they're just kind of fountain camping him right now. Sheepy being an absolute bully.
Sheepy's going crazy right now. Looks like might go over the wall. Viper gonna go down. Lorlo being able to put all the damage. Lorlo is just free to fight. I think Lorlo is in his absolute happy place. He's like, I just want to play an AD carry, and now he's got 3 frontliners just running in front of him, creating a wall while he just follows up, clicking away, putting out all the damage.
And Rio's relatively safe as well. Has a lot of dashes on low cooldowns. Even if anybody does get to him, can just self peel. Oh,
they are just pushing them into the they cannot even leave. They can't escape their base. They're gonna try and speed run the fastest game of the tournament so far if they can just keep them here, and it's just tough to turn it around. Like, how do you even come back from this?
Well, gonna have to maybe not spawn on the top side, try to spawn on bottom, get some, back capping of these beacons going on, and make sure you get everyone together as 4, because these are mostly 4v3 fights happening. Get one pick, and the rest of them are running forward, trying to make something happen, but they can't. Might be doing it again, actually. Okay, Dark Gen X is here. It is a 4v4. Can they make it happen?
And Sheepy just immediately, they don't give them time to set up. Sheepy just instantly. There goes Viper. There goes more. The Showstopper gonna stop this from being any more kills. But it doesn't matter. They picked up 1, and then nothing else is happening from there. Sheepy finally on a glove and is just an absolute menace.
Oh, actually, really nice pull back there.
Can they actually take him down the guard? Oh, they finally get Sheepy. So 1 kill traded back, but still in the favor of Team Sneaky and Lorlo.
That does give time for Sheepy to get some more items, though, so I'm actually a little scared. Theoretically, with all these deaths happening for Team Viper and Plup, they should be able to get strong, right? They can get these augments together. Oh, Passant dashing forward, though, gets the kill onto Viper. Plup with a nice pull back to Cicella. One more auto. It's not enough.
Oh!
Not quite. And the Cicella ultimate, though, actually had ultimate this whole time.
That should do it. Maybe. Finds the heal.
Finds the heal. Maybe.
Just looking for the poke back and forth. Sneaky onto Dark Gen X on the bottom side, but this is just a 2v2. This is an opportunity to maybe find a kill. But Sneaky's so fast on this Kiara. Getting out of there. And the turnaround coming through for Sheepy. The knockup. And they get the takedown on to Dark Gen X. Very tanky. Neither of them have a ton of damage, but they're still able to do it. And now Viper just gonna have to try and kite, but not gonna be able to get away.
This is a 20-point gap. Might indeed be our fastest game of the night, Casa. Always these peacemakers coming out, resetting the fight.
Yeah,
It
we
is phase
just hit phase 3.
Yeah.
We just hit phase 3, and there's only 13 points left on the blue side here. They're just trying their best. Sneaky root onto Plup. He might just get Plup himself. He does. Takes him down. And now there's just a chase down onto Dark Gen X. There's no damage to follow up. Viper trying to do their best. Rozzy just can't get through this meat shield of 3 tanks to really get anything done.
Definitely. Down to 9 life points. Viper really go down, gets back into the base. Does Passant whiff on the coup de grace, but that's fine. More of a zoning coup de grace, right? Just stay in your base, let the beacons do our job for us.
See, 8 more points to go. They've got all the beacons. Absolutely speed running this one.
Cheapy.
There's the engage. Showstopper to slow it down, but Viper on the side, and Lorlo. Oh, Lorlo gets stepped into the Showstopper. Viper not able to get over the wall though. He's stuck. Sheepy gonna take him out. Now they're just still diving in. Passant goes down, but they grab one more.
Oh, Sheepy. Oh,
there we go. Finally a turnaround. Frankie Doodle on the heart, trying to get more.
I'm trying. 3 to 32, Cass.
Yeah,
this is,
hey, look, warm-up game. Look, warm-up game.
Round 5 is the great game for a warm-up, right?
Look, you have to get your warm-up in sometime, right? The rest of the games, everyone, going really hard. Now it's you're just warming up for the last game. You're just getting ready for that one. Hey, you play 6 games, the 5th one doesn't count. Everybody knows that.
Exactly. That's the rule that I'm sure we've all heard of before.
The classic motto, right?
Yeah. As Viper. Oh no.
Oh,
that's gonna wrap it.
Oh, that's just it. Oh, it's so quick.
What happened, Cass? I blinked and I missed it. What? Did you catch that game? I don't know.
Wow, that was a great round. Ready for us to jump into round 5 now.
Yeah, it was a really long break we just had there. I'm sure we're gonna get a nice round 5 here soon.
Oh, geez, Sneaky and Lorlo, how are you gonna do it to them? This is what happens when rivals pair together and fight. It's the most anime game we've had. Look,
they've channeled all of their rival energy, right? All of this, hatred, be like, oh, I'm gonna beat you, and be like, wait, we can't beat each other. So have to channel it all together to beat the enemy team. I guess that's what happens there, right?
Now it's like, I'm gonna beat them harder than you're gonna beat them, and then they're just both being very, very, very having some insane games.
Competing for top kills, maybe. I think the kills are pretty evenly spread. I didn't even get a chance to see who got the top kills there at the end, but was it 32 was the number that they ended on? It was 32 life
I don't
points.
know. It went so quick, Crone. Why don't you just break down the entire match again here in this replay package?
Yeah, I'm sure we could do it. And they got a lot of kills. They got more kills, and it's over. All right, nice breakdown of that game. No, but it was just some dominance from almost start to finish. Right, the early game was a little bit close. I think the standout for the losing team there, I think, would be Plup. Plup had some really nice Sicella play. Had some key pulls with the Sicella ball that actually did result in a couple of kills. Good play, but it just wasn't enough overall. However, Dark Gen X on the 11 didn't really have many opportunities for engages. It seemed like they were oftentimes split, or somebody dies and they don't really have the time to go forward after that. It just wasn't
it's rough,
nearly
right?
enough.
You taunt the 3 meat shields in front, and then they don't die in time, and then you're stuck there with all of them. Right? It's a really, the whole time you're getting just absolutely shredded by Rio. And I think Rozzy ends up being a really tough pick in this matchup because she's relatively short range. You heard Sneaky talk about it in the interview, how she's very short range, and you're going up against, Yuki, Chiara, and Nikki, who all have that kind of mid-range engage. And in order for Rozzy to deal any damage, she's standing in range of all of these engagers. It's so tough to play that character.
Exactly.
And it just turns out, the execution from, Sheepy, Passant, Lorlo, and Sneaky to follow that up has just been, they were absolutely nailing it on the engages, the follow-up coming through, and they pick up a big win. But the trend has been whoever wins the first round ends up losing in the next one. So we'll see if we see a big comeback in round 6.
That's true. It has literally been back and forth, and then back and forth again. Sneaky Lorlo get the dub this time, but is it going to be Viper and Plup for the next one? It very well could be, with a new draft, maybe getting back on their comforts, but the triple melee, that looks very dominant. I wonder if we're going to start seeing more trending towards, melee test subjects, because I think overall we've seen more range than anything else for the first, 4 games.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if they had, maybe some better range damage dealers that matched up into those kind of mid-range engages. Would it have looked differently? Because, Heart and Rozzy are both a little bit shorter range, so might have been the difference, but also the melees looked good when you kind of paired together for those big engages, those big dives, as long as they've got that one damage dealer in the back line. But that was so quick. We got to get everything reset for the final round. We're going to go to a short break, but then we have the final round of the Eternal Return LemonAid Benefit Series. Don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss this. Welcome back to the Eternal Return LemonAid Benefit Series. I'm Casanova, joined by Crowan. We've just got that one round left to go to try and farm some more money for these charities. It's been a lot of fun so far. Crowan, I mean, what have you thought of all of these matches so far before we get into this last one?
Didn't have too much time to think about that last one, though. It was just so dominant, it was good, though. It was actually, I think we can see how dominant, some people can be when they're in their comfort zones, right? When you get your stride going, it's a little hard to maybe, come back in Project or Cobalt Protocol, but I think there are a lot of opportunities, right, that maybe they didn't quite go for. They didn't take time to reset, and it was just Team Sneaky and Lorbo who kind of pounced on that and really punished at every single turn, and it was just so well done.
Yeah, and let's see how that affected the prizing and who got that little bonus for the most amount of kills in that match. Looks like Lorlo grabbed the most kills, and so he just kind of edges out a little bit above Sneaky in the total amount of prizing that he's won so far. Very close, though, across the board, and everybody has already won a great amount of money for their charities, and we still have another round left for them to try and secure a little bit more.
Definitely. That's, over 2.5K right now for Lorlo. Sneaky just behind, and still a game with over $1,500 still left to go.
Yeah, and we've actually got Sneaky and Lorlo, our two leaders, right here with us for a quick little chat. They actually just won that last game together as well, and they got one more to get it done in this last one. I guess we had the the enemies, the rivals to friends arc going on here, Lorlo. Now you and Sneaky are together, and the most dominant game we've seen so far. How you feeling after that one? You gonna do it again in the game 6?
If we get a ranged character, honestly, the times I didn't get a ranged character, I ran it down. When I'm on like a ranged character, I've been looking pretty okay. So like that Rio character is so crazy. Like her range is on that mode. I'm just like autoing 3 screens away the whole time. It's kind of obnoxious. So yeah, I'm hoping for the best.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this friends to rivals arc. I mean, Sneaky, who have you enjoyed maybe playing the most with on your team? Or maybe if you want to go the other way, who have you enjoyed playing against the most? Does anyone kind of stand out to you in that regard?
I don't know. It hasn't been too much of a difference because a lot of it's like, learning my own my own champ and then, learning how to play against the other ones because like, I was trying to play against the Adela girl, right? The chess lady.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just watching for her like queen pop now because I'm like every time I got hit by the queen I just die.
Yeah, that's like full focus. Got to be aware of when the queen's prepped, when that stun could come out. It's a lot. I feel you.
All right, well, right now Lorlo is leading in the money. Sneaky, if you do get the most kills in this game and you guys win, you can catch up to him. Do you think you're gonna be able to get more kills than Lorlo in this one?
Ooh, maybe.
I'm kidding.
All right. There we go. I love to hear it. I love the little bounce back and forth. Good luck in the final match of the day. We've already raised so much money for charity. It's been awesome having you all. So thanks for coming on for the chat.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, Crone, we got this last game to go. We got a little bounce between the two. We'll see
I like it.
if who's gonna be able to grab more kills in this next one, if they're able to pick up the victory. However, because every time whoever's won that first one has lost on the second round in each of these kind of pairings that we've had. So if history repeats itself, they're not even winning this next one.
I think we've seen a lot of patterns happen just in labs before. It's like, okay, it goes to this team and then that team and back to this team, and it might happen again. Okay. We get to see some maybe new test subjects for the first time that we've been seeing at least on the broadcast with the Linux, potentially for Sneaky. Does have an interesting element of a whip skill. I think that in a team mode to get a nice pick with that is going to be potentially huge. Lorlo on the Hedgen once again, however. Ooh, Passant on Camillo.
Camillo?
Ooh.
I like Camilla. I think Camilla is really cool. Adela is being kept. Currently, Plup has it. There is a Nathapon available. I wonder if that will go to Plup or if Plup's just going to be playing some Adela here. Viper's going to take some Nathapon here. He did mention earlier on in one of the first interviews we had that Nathapon was someone that he liked playing. So I think maybe it was, Plup also may be comfortable on Adela to keep it out of Passant's hands. And Passant, instead, he's going to lock in that Camillo. We are going to get to see all that mobility. I'm sure all the League of Legends players are going to be getting run down by Camillo and being like, what is happening? Why does he not stop dashing at me? How many dashes does this character have? What is going on? But,
Infinite,
it's always fun. Infinite is the answer.
Dashes. It's going to be quite the interesting dynamic to see that one. But Plup on the Adela, I mean, obviously, when you get to see a player as fantastic as Passant on Adela, it's kind of like, okay, let's try to do even a fraction of that. But Plup has gotten a first-hand taste at what Adela can do. See if he can repeat any of that success as we get into the item draft and into phase 1. Where they're going to be farming, but who's going to come out on top of these early game scraps? It's Lorlo and Sheepy on the screen right now. Lorlo on the Hedgen was fantastic earlier and is on a really good build. The twin bow and these crit items, triple crit and Rocker's jacket, music box to round it out. I think Lorlo is going to be a huge factor in this game yet again.
Yeah, nice early game items, and he can just kind of reroll weapon until he gets the legendary as well, if you'd like to.
Flank.
So, good spot. The flank from Dark Gen X doesn't connect on the root. There's the omens, the fear, not gonna land it. They're so close to the escape. It's really just a bad spot to fight. Dark Gen X might go on to Sheepy, but the girl in the bubble's still up. There's the bait. And Dark Gen X, you can't fall for. You're an ER pro, Dark Gen X. You can't fall for that one.
Got a little greedy there. Passant getting greedy going back in, but against the kill is actually surviving. Camillo dashing on everywhere. The shields. What? No.
Passant! He stays alive. They get 2 kills.
Passant, how are you gonna do him like that? 37 to 40 right now. No kills came through so far for Plup and friends. Lorlo trying to get back to the base, get a heal. Not able to though. So Plup and Dark Gen X do claim 1. Kill does go over to Dark Gen X, however. Looking for Sicela, or at least just that beacon cap, as we have just 35 seconds left for phase 1. Now, last game was, I believe, our first Omega take, but will we see our first Gamma take this game to close it on out?
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah,
I'm looking at these comps as well, and I don't think like either is particularly wanting to just take the Gamma. I mean, maybe the auto attack Hedge-in, auto attack Heart, like that setup, like they can burn it down really quick later on, but yeah, I'm not sure.
Argenix went down. 1 kill for everybody for the red team.
Getting very aggressive and just going down. The chainsaw coming out from Frankie Doodle. Just gonna immediately see, that's the thing with Camillo. Sometimes you're just like dancing around, looking pretty, looking cool, and someone just right clicks you the entire time and you just die. That's what we saw there. Frankie Doodle gets that one. Sneaky gonna get away though.
Wow, Viper tried to set it up, right? Got the nice ultimate, the stasis, and then got the pullback with the W, but not able to get the kill. Frankie Doodle does not have Chainsaw Massacre quite yet, I don't believe, so might want to kite on out of here. Basant,
trying to get more. Sheepy kills Plup off screen there. Basant looks like he might go down again, but once again living with just barely any HP, and Frankie Doodle cannot pick that up. Basant, knowing the limits of this Camillo quite well, continuing to find kills on low HP.
Definitely.
Cheap.
Wow, just a duo on this. I like this a lot, actually. Passant able to find another one. Oh, Passant does such good work on this Camillo, just not fearing anybody, just continuing to go in, knowing the limits of this character. And Lorlo on the Artemis bow already as well. We rolled it 4 times to try to get one, but did manage to grab it. This is the bow I believe Lorlo was on last time when he was outputting just so much.
Yeah, and I mean, the rest of the build you already mentioned at the start was so good already, but do finally find a pick onto Basant. Now Lorlo in trouble. Frankie Doodle on the Jackie. This is the first time we've seen Jackie really like have any life in this game mode in the tournament so far, and Frankie Doodle putting on a show, triple kill.
Wow, really is kind of setting the pace for this team here. I mean, a lot of kills for both sides, but there is a kind of a beacon cap difference. There was a kind of a triple cap going on for a long time there. And again, every 45 seconds, these beacons are going to be given points, or excuse me, deduct points from the enemy team. Omega gave a lot of credits to buy some nice augment power-ups and to reroll the gear. Lorlo was rerolling bows again, it seemed like, but yeah, you already have probably the best bow you can want. So no more opportunities for that one, but maybe opportunity to kill Viper.
The charm, the flank from Sneaky. Able to set that up, and Sheepy grabs that kill, and now it's just Dark Gen X in trouble, gonna get melted down. Lorlo trying to kite Frankie to a Frankie though. Playing really well so far, gets the leap in, gets the kill. Can he take out Sheepy as well? Great parry. Wow, on the girl in a bubble, not able to find more there, as Plup is going to be taken out by Sneaky on the top side of that fight. Sheepy trying to go. Frankie is so fast right now. He's got a pretty good build. He's got the auto arms. He's got some more. Just steals the healing.
Yep.
Putting Sheepy on an unsafe part of the map, but now he's between a rock and a hard place. There's Passant coming through, and you can't run away from a Camillo once they're on you.
Especially not after you already used your jump. Oh, that's a nice charm on to the Kiara. Dark Gen X goes down. Another one. They're just cleaning house here. Rockin' as 4. This is the dominance that we saw in the last game. Just 4-man deathballing everywhere they go. Only having 1 melee here with Basant. That's not even a tank, but still, just the raw damage output seems to be too much for Plup, Viper, and friends to deal with.
Yeah, Camillo kind of can act as a tank in certain, he's got some good damage reduction, right?
Yeah.
He has damage reduction, he goes in and out, he just kind of buys space. Now, if he ever gets locked down, he's gonna disappear. But he does have some ways to buy space to create room for his backliners, and that's what we're gonna see Basant do, right? He's just jumping forward, trying to buy space. This time, he gets taken out very quickly. And it looks like Plup on that Adela gonna try and find one on the back side of that one. And for now, it's 2 for 1 as Frankie pops the chainsaw, trying to chase down onto Lorlo. Lorlo. That's not getting you out of there. One more hit, and Frankie Doodle grabs another.
Yeah, it's so hard when you're running away because you want to be able to escape with a jump pad, but it takes a couple seconds to fully channel it. So it gave time for Frankie to just hop on with him and take him out right afterwards. Just a 10-point deficit. Not the end of the world. We've seen potential comebacks start to happen before. So it is still a possibility. Basant going in.
Yeah, Basant trying to find a little bit of an engage. Ooh, that combo was sick with the item to pull them all in off of his ultimate. Good use of the active, and they're able to pick up Dark Gen X, and Passant lives. This is what I'm talking about. With the mobility, even though he's not a full true tank, he can still find ways to create that space, but that is gonna be the checkmate as the showstopper comes in for Sneaky. They grab one. It isn't gonna be Passant as the first to fall. Sneaky goes down as well. Frankie Doodle gonna walk away.
Oh, nice side step from Lorlo.
Just gonna be that 9-point lead, but some of these are gonna tick down. As we see, all of the caps are currently for the blue side, so they are getting a little bit of catch up as they just take 3 points from these.
Yeah, a little bit of catch up. It's just an 8-point lead right now. It is phase 3, so Gamma is available. Hasn't been the priority yet, and like you said earlier, probably isn't going to be. But Frankie Doodle jumping on in with Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, goes in. There's the parry. There's the fear attempt from Lorlo, and needs to land one more. Doesn't get it. The jump pad does send Frankie over the wall. He's 1v1 with Passant now. Should be able to take out Passant if that continues, as Lorlo kiting away. Sheepy trying to zone out. There's the girl in the bubble. Gonna stay alive. Lorlo is completely out of the fight now, as Passant is gonna get taken down. Finally, no, he doesn't. Passant. I keep saying it. I just should believe he's never gonna die. Every time it's like, oh, it looks like he might go down, and he does not.
Sneaky trying to get a catch here into Frankie Doodle. Just kind of setting it up with the Peacemaker. Frankie Doodle jumps away. Sneaky, though, Heart is so good at chasing. Yes, Sneaky gets the kill. It was going to be a bit of a battle to see, you know, who's going to be getting the most. Is it going to be Sneaky or Lorlo? And Sneaky has 6 right now, it looks like.
Yeah, 6-4. Sneaky said, hey, he's gonna get it. He said, we'll see. Lorlo said something like, good luck with that. And
yeah, it was
so
trying to kill steal, but not able to.
So far, seems like Sneaky is the leader. Can try and tie up the money for charity if they win this round, and he keeps that kill lead.
Yep. There's only 11 more kills or beacon points to go over. Passant going in, doing what he does best.
Yeah, he's just making a lot of space for his team. They pick up Dark Gen X. Passant just staying alive. He just won't go down, and it's causing a lot of frustration. But Sneaky just gets absolutely deleted by Frankie Doodle, and he will fall to Lorlo. Lorlo, you know, sent the PayPal over, be like, hey, kill Sneaky for me so I can get some kills here, and catches up to Sneaky.
Wow, yeah, it's 6 apiece right now. Maybe gonna get another one? No, Viper gets back into the safety of the base. Well, both actually creators have more kills than the ER pros. Passant and Sheepy have 5 apiece. Sneaky and Lorlo have 6. Frankie Doodle has 9 on the Jackie though, but
up a lot. There's the fear. Lorlo going in, gets the root on a Viper. The Nathan Pawn gonna fall down. Lorlo gonna grab that with the omens. Combo's looking clean. Like ghost electricity out here. Look at it.
I know, the second best hedge in North America.
Oh no, he's gonna hate you so much.
Oh, making it look easy, however. Just 5 more kills to go. Can Dark Gen X find anything? Can it pull up? Find anything on the Adela for the engages? Frankie Doodle has 9 kills. He's been soloing members, but he can't 1v4.
All right, looking for that root. Dark Gen X is charmed up. Might go down, but a great combo from Plop. Girl in the bubble still up though for Sheepy, and he's able to get away, and Passant just won't die. He won't go down. There's a Nathan Pawn ult to try and set it up, and he does eventually fall. And now Viper just trying to take a couple pictures, and it might not be enough as Lorlo doesn't quite get the kill. Frankie Doodle's gonna turn it around, picks up one more, and it might just be a tick down of the beacons to close it, because mid is down to 8 seconds. You gotta run for it, Viper. Going for another kill on a sheep. He doesn't get it, but mid 3, 2, 1. They can't do it, but wait, Dark Gen X. No, not enough time. Doesn't get it in round 6. Goes over to Sneaky and Lorlo once again.
That was way closer than it had any business being there. If they were able to win that fight, get all the beacon caps, I mean, they would have to never die from there on out, which would have been so difficult, but at least we got a hype way to end it off, and it was the pattern breaking Casanova, Sneaky, and Lorlo. Those teams did pick up the win yet again, paired, of course, with Sheepy and Passant right there with them, but it was kind of the Lorlo and Sneaky show. They got so many kills apiece during that game. You can really see the progression from game 1 until now. They really found their stride and looked just as strong as some of the other pro players, I'm gonna say.
Yeah, they were playing awesome. I feel like Lorlo really found his groove on those bows.
Oh, yeah.
The Rio, the Hedgen, I think he was really, really liking those. And, you know, we saw it in that last game, even getting very aggressive with jumping in. And we've got some of those highlights here, Crowan, if you want to talk me through some of the big plays that we saw throughout this game.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, Sheepy with the girl in a bubble baiting Dark Gen X. You said it. Dark Gen X shouldn't get baited by
Don't fall
that.
for that, Dark Gen X.
But he did. Love seeing that from Sheepy. What Sheepy known for, obviously, for the glove characters. Oh, Plub going down there. Sheepy known for the glove characters, but still able to make it work on Cicella as well. Lorlo picking up a couple of kills there. Just give Lorlo an Artemis for that legendary bow and just, you know, watch him at work. Absolutely beautiful. Frankie Doodle, though, was kind of a big terror on this Jackie, however. Haven't seen Jackie have that much dominance in Cobalt Protocol, as you mentioned earlier, but able to find a lot of nice 1v1s, chasing people down. But Passant on Camillo as well, Cass. It was an absolute treat to watch that fancy footwork in action.
Yeah, I mean, I think for Frankie Doodle on this Jackie, it makes sense that it's Frankie who's able to find these angles, because I even called it out when he played the Sylvia. It's that's what we wanted the Jackies to be able to do, and they haven't been able to make it work, and we saw him do it with Sylvia. We saw him do it again with the Jackie.
Diff.
It's a Frankie diff. Frankie's so good on those characters that just look for those side angles, find, you know, those ways in onto the back line, and really just a great performance from him. All the ER pros came to play and really put on a show as well, which was awesome to see. But finally, the combo breaker is Sneaky and Lorlo picking up both round 5 and 6.
Back to back. Such a fantastic day of games, and where we earned a lot of money for charity. Lorlo got him $3,500. Sneaky just behind, but everyone still earned a lot of money for their charities of choice, Cass.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome to see, right? It's just so much money going to charity. Lorlo getting that $3,500 for United Help Ukraine is the biggest number that we get to send out. But all of this money going to these different charities, all of these charities are going to get some of the money, and all of the players came in and had such great performances, right? Everybody was able to take a couple of rounds, have some pop-off plays. You know, Plup may be at the bottom of 1,500, but it felt like he had a lot of really fantastic moments throughout the entire tournament, and was really close to picking up even more of that.
Definitely. I mean, Plup, I think, was just like a kill or two away from getting the bonus prize a couple of times there. Had some really nice Nathapon plays, of course. Viper on just pretty much a lot of range characters, kind of similar to Lorlo. They filled the same role. They came in there as top laners, you know, being like, okay, we're just going to play backline carry. So, you know, it's just crazy how that happened. And then Sneaky was kind of the opposite there, but still fantastic stuff. Everyone walking away with some money for their charities. We got to see a really nice display of Cobalt Protocol. This game mode is fast, it's fun, it's Cobalt Protocol, and we got to see a wonderful showcase of it here today.
Look, it's awesome, and if you at home have been watching the whole time and you're wondering, like, well, I want to play Cobalt Protocol, that looks sweet, how could I possibly do that? It must cost a lot of money to get in there and play that. Well, let me tell you, Eternal Return and Cobalt Protocol is one of the game modes are free on Steam. There are other modes as well. You can play duos, squads, or solos on the main map, which will have more of the looting and stuff. But if you just want to brawl, get in there for some Cobalt Protocol, and we're gonna have a lot of fun, as in fact Eternal Return is free on Steam. Jordan and I are gonna go play right now, so thank you all so much for watching. Shout outs to the crew. That's it for me, you, everyone else. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you next time.